to allow civilians to seek safety in those areas. Applications for unemployment benefits inched down last week as the total number of Americans collecting aid fell to its lowest level in more than 50 years. The Labor Department reporting jobless claims fell by 2,000 last week to 184,000. America's listening to Fox News.
I tend to second-guess dinners with friends because they're often interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit Creon.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Bit of a changeable sky this afternoon with a mix of clouds and sunshine. It's warmer. It's a little more humid. And as a result, I'll keep a couple of spot thunderstorms here and there. 72 for the high. Tonight, clouds, couple of showers. Could be a rumble of thunder, a flash of lightning, 59. Friday, partly sunny, windy, warm, and humid. A couple of spot thunderstorms, 83. Saturday, dry, 82, but really wet on Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Come hang out with all of us at 97.1 May 4th.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
And so will I.
Along with some of the top thought leaders in the nation.
Hans von Smirkowski from the Heritage Foundation. Looking forward to it.
This is Jim Carafano, and we are coming to see you in 97.1 Land.
It's a full 97.1 event, along with Heritage, and you're invited. May 4th at 7 at the Elks Lodge in O'Fallon, Missouri. It's all free. Get all the details at 971talk.com.
When our Shane Company diamond buyers travel overseas to examine diamonds, they have everything they need to select the most beautiful stones. In-depth knowledge, experience, natural light, and an eye for beauty. When you shop with us, we want you to also have everything you'll need to select your diamond. That's why we sell our diamonds loose. We were the first jeweler in America to sell loose stones. To choose a diamond, ruby, or sapphire like an expert, you need to see the entire stone, to look at it from every angle before it's set into your jewelry. Our jewelry consultants provide everything you need to properly evaluate a stone, the tools, the correct lighting, and the knowledge. You'll compare loose stones side by side, like our diamond experts do. It's the only way you'll be sure to choose the perfect diamond for you. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Hey guys, it's the new year. Are you still struggling with erectile dysfunction? I've yet to meet anyone that enjoys timing those intimate moments around a pill. Well, now you don't have to. The advanced wave technology at Pineview Medical has been shown by Cambridge University and the Cleveland Clinic to restore and even regrow blood vessels. It can improve circulation and eliminate erectile dysfunction. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED, call us in the next 2 minutes and you'll receive a consultation, assessment, and blood flow ultrasound free, plus a special gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. You're going to love that. Trust me. This is a $600 value, free to callers now. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Guys, get rid of your ED and get that spark back. Call Pineview Medical now to qualify. 314-530-7777.
Business owners, would you like to get in front of more than 1,000 other business owners and decision makers in one day? How many deals and connections could you make? Grab your business cards and samples and be at the St. Louis Business Expo Tuesday, May 3rd at the St. Charles Convention Center, the largest B2B expo in the region with over 20 seminars and a massive speed networking session. You'd be one of the more than 1,000 business owners there. It's free to attend, but you gotta RSVP now at stlexpo.com. stlexpo.com.
Worried about what you're breathing in? With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Find the car you want, new or used. Get it at Clement, get pre-approved. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. ClementAutoGroup.com.
With Odyssey music stations, there's a different station for every taste, and they're all free. Listen to 97.1 live on your phone or browse the selection of music stations and make a soundtrack to your workday. It's all at Odyssey.com. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by The Loading Dock. River views, outdoor dining, live music, and overnight accommodations. The Loading Dock on the river in Grafton, Illinois.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
My streaming options have to be very specific. The content that I look at has to be entertaining, engrossing, exactly what I want. Does CNN provide that literally for anybody? I mean, what did it have? A cooking show? More CNN content that, quite frankly, if we're ranking it, probably is better on the channel, better being a very pejorative term. So what is the draw of a CNN Plus? I think they realized that well after the fact. I think as part of this merger, as Dagan's going to go into between the Warner and Discovery, they said, we got to cut our losses now. We got to stop throwing good money after bad. And they threw a lot of good money after this.
They did, Carly, to launch March 29th and then to quote a liberal intel analyst to fall into the dustbins of history on April 21st. Yikes.
Well, so CNN Plus is no more. And you might not have even known that CNN Plus actually has launched yet. Welcome to the Annie Frey Show. Happy to be here with you on a Thursday afternoon. Thanks for spending your lunch hour with us here. Hope you stick with us until 3 p.m. and then we'll turn it over to the Mark Reardon Show. CNN Plus gets the axe. This is crazy, except for the fact that it's not. If only there was a measurement system, Brad, that existed to give CNN the hint that maybe people weren't that into CNN.
Yeah, something that like kind of told them how many people were
measurements.
Consuming their show.
Mary Poppins measuring stick, practically imperfect in every possible way. What could that possibly be? Oh yes, the ratings, which are atrocious for CNN. Is there any more? Is there in this moment in time? Is there a bigger piece of evidence that exists that shows that CNN is completely out of touch with you? Knowing that CNN Plus was this great idea that was manifested because, you know what? People need more. People need CNN on demand. People need Don Lemon when they want Don Lemon. I mean, I got news for you. You can DVR Don Lemon show and people are not doing that.
The thing about it to me is like, they're like, okay, there's not a lot of people watching our shows. What if we made them pay for it?
Yeah. Yeah. What if there was more and we charged them? I mean, well, they don't really understand or appreciate capitalism, so you can kind of understand where they're coming from when they don't know this. Maybe if it was forced watching, maybe that's where it's coming to next, which is kind of curious at the same time, because how much of CNN's ratings came from forced watching in airports and hotels and all of these contracts that CNN had over the course of time.
Man, like anytime you go anywhere, right? CNN is the news.
And you're always like,
news.
Why? Yeah. Because it used to be news. And then they went off the cliff. This is the Fox News report, so consider the source, of course. Warner Brothers Discovery has pulled the plug on CNN Plus after the network's recently launched streaming service failed to resonate with viewers. It will cease operations on April 30th. I mean, why wait a whole nother week? As quote, as we become Warner Brothers Discovery, CNN will be strongest as part of WBD's streaming strategy, which envisions news as an important part of a compelling, broader offering, along with sports, entertainment, and nonfiction content. This, according to CNN Worldwide CEO Chris Licht. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Licht. That's how it looks.
That sounds right.
Licht. Whatever. Said in a statement. Also, quote, we have therefore made the decision to cease operations of CNN Plus and focus our investment on CNN's core news gathering operations. They're like in the attic dusting things off to try to find them. And in further building CNN Digital, this is not a decision about quality. We appreciate all the work, ambition, and creativity that went into building CNN Plus, an organization with terrific talent and compelling programming. But our customers and CNN will be best served with a simpler streaming choice. CNN Plus customers will receive prorated refunds of subscription fees. The company announced. So for all three of you out there who subscribe, I think there were 150,000 total subscriptions total.
Wow. That's really bad.
There was a super cut last night on Tucker Carlson, and I might go back and find it at some point during the show. I talked a lot about President Biden and Jill and Hunter yesterday. So I was like, oh, I should tell Brad to pull this. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe he needs a day to simmer, because I know that Joe Biden, of all the stuff that he's consuming, is like, what did the Annie Frey show say today? He's probably one of CNN Plus's subscribers. He'll be greatly disappointed. Trucker last night played a montage of the ridiculous things that Joe Biden has said. And have you noticed when I think it was in the debates, because Bernie Sanders was sitting next to him on the stage, and they all do their like hand raising thing.
Except Bernie kind of points a little more.
Yes, it's lean forward, and it's like, you're gonna speak to me. Joe Biden standing next to him, and he's turning into Angry Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, 150 million people have died since 2013 and blah, blah. I'm like, I don't think that's the correct number. That's half of us. That's like the Thanos snap.
Yeah.
That's the blip. So anyway, CNN Plus, no more. And, while I talk about how there's no greater piece of evidence that these media types, these beltway bubble media types, have no idea what you want, and the narcissistic egoism that goes into where they believe they fit in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is the end of an era. Maybe the self-awareness. It's super important for people to understand that there is new leadership involved in CNN right now. That the Discovery. So I don't know all the moving pieces, but Warner Brothers, Discovery, they now have wrapped their arms around CNN, and they own CNN, and they fired Jeff Zucker. Other top level execs have been let go. So the people behind the driver or sitting in the driver's seat for CNN right now are not the same people who manifested CNN Plus.
Right.
And for them to pull the trigger on this so quickly, to me says, because people like you and me, capitalists, not the people who normally watch CNN or are on CNN, people who understand American exceptionalism, competition, the idea of super serving your customer with a product that people are like, I need more of it and I'll pay more for it. Those people, maybe they're in charge of CNN now. And if CNN, let's just go to Fantasyland right now, because we can do whatever we want for the next 2.5 hours. Let's go to Fantasyland right now and think about a world where CNN moves back to reporting news. Is there a great vacancy for a news reporting channel?
Oh, absolutely.
Would you watch it?
CNN, if it moved back to reporting news? Yes.
So would I. I'd still watch Fox.
Yeah.
But I'd have options. I have zero options right now. There's no place for me to go other than Fox News where I feel like I'm not going to be battered for having a walk of life that is unacceptable to the people who are reporting, not even truth, facts, and information, just reporting, just telling me stories basically. influential stories so that by the time I turn my television off, I go, I agree with everything they say. And then I just, run straight into the brick wall because I've lost my mind. If CNN, remember, we're in fantasy land right now. We're just going to dabble in it. Everybody else does it. Why can't we do it?
Absolutely.
Right?
Let's go in.
Yes. Yesterday we were talking about legalizing marijuana federally, and today we're going to go to fantasy land. So those have no connection whatsoever.
On the big rock candy mountain.
I have a story about that. I'm going to write that down because I can't get sidetracked right now. Rock candy mountain. Got it. Okay. If CNN were to offer a news product, MSNBC, man, they own the left lane on the highway. Own it. You do you, MSNBC. I'm not going over there, but there are people, especially if CNN were to take a news angle, if MSNBC decides to stay where they are, they'll continue in whatever capacity they're succeeding right now to succeed. Fox News is not going to lose viewers, people who are like-minded to us, but also, in my opinion, the only place you can go to get straight news reporting, you just have to know the people who are talking to you. I feel like Brett Baier is incredibly fair when it comes to
I love
news.
Brett Baier. I think he's amazing. He's actually my favorite news reporter.
Yes, and I think that the lineup in the morning is very good. It's funny to me that I've seen Bill Hemmer, who is the most aggressive news reporter I have ever seen in my life. He leans into it, which is funny because I think MSNBC, theirs was lean forward. Bill Hemmer is like hands, the desk is in front of him and he puts his palms on the edge of the desk in front of him. And he's like almost in a 3-point stance, ready to make a tackle. I'm like, Dana Perino, you better watch out. He is ready to attack. Watch him sometime with this in mind. And he'll maybe like lean his shoulder in and he's like, all right, folks, buckle up. And then he goes into it and I'm like, what's in his coffee? Is it coffee? Can I have some? I'll have what he's having. But Bill Hemmer, Dana Perino, I think that Martha McCallum is great. I think that Sandra Smith is great. I really appreciate that whole lineup. And I think that they do a very good job of bringing the news and asking important questions along the way. And I do know that they have an understanding that I am the person who's watching. So they're asking questions that I would want to have asked. Are they asking questions that my counterpart on the other side of the aisle would want to have asked? Maybe sometimes. But it's for me. They understand their audience and that is what it is. If CNN goes into think Russia is invading Ukraine and you want to see that nonstop coverage of it and you have people on the ground showing you what the nonstop goings on in Russia, in Ukraine, in the Middle East, during Afghanistan, these types of news events or protests that are taking place in the United States or things that are going on on Capitol Hill, and just giving you the information and having a Republican on from the House and a Democrat on from the House and just giving it to you straight. There is a huge, huge open lane for that. How much of a seismic shift would that be if CNN gets removed from the narrative conveyor belt that it has been for the past 15 years for the Democratic Party? It would be huge.
Oh, yeah. And two, it makes me wonder, and how is that going to affect us as a nation as far as the opposition and the what is the word I'm looking for? The friction that there is between the two sides. Yeah, the division that's there. Does it pull people back toward the middle? Do people watch it and go, okay, I can kind of see what's going on here?
I'm personally friends with a lot of people who are Trump-hating Democrats who hate where the country is right now. They are homeless. That's the word that they use. They don't have a party that's a home. They don't have a place to go that is a home where they can feel like the person is advocating for America. And, I have my own conservative thoughts on that issue, but they have different perspectives. They have different circumstances that make them be on different places on the issue. Add to, remember, Fantasyland. We are in Fantasyland right now, which according to Fox News is soon going to not have the protections that it used to, because now the Florida House has passed the rescinding of the improvement district status that Disney has in Orlando. We're going to probably talk about that later. The Senate passed it yesterday. The House passed it today. The governor said he will sign it. I have my own personal thoughts on that, and we can get to that later. But the House, that just happened, that the House, Florida House, has passed this as well. So now, if you know how a bill becomes law, it's going to go to the governor next. If you combine a news-driven CNN with an Elon Musk-owned Twitter, people are going to wake up in a different country.
Yes.
It is going to be, I mean, I don't even know how long it will take us to get used to it. Because more, you want a free and fair election? Free speech, the First Amendment, and the ability to exchange ideas, and the ability to say something that's going to offend somebody and have that be out there where you can have an opinion that does offend somebody one way or the other. Because the truth is that most of my opinions on issues are probably offensive to quite a bit of people.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not really offensive positions, and they're probably majority opinions.
Yeah.
But if I say them out loud, they're deemed offensive by somebody else. I don't have these opinions for the purpose of offending anybody. My conservative beliefs, my conservative roots, be it politically or economically or socially or religiously even, my conservative roots are not an agreed upon foundation for the hatred of anybody. But you've been made to believe that if you hold those, that you speak those out loud, you're going to be accused of hate. And some of you might have even questioned those conservative beliefs and asked yourself, you know, maybe I should change these because there's so many people out there that are shouting about this. And you've questioned yourself. Questioning yourself is good. But having the confidence and the understanding of where your beliefs come from, whatever your moral ruler is, we should be able to have different ideas about things. And the only way that we actually make a better country is when we're able to talk to each other about them. So once again, in Fantasyland, if Warner Brothers Discovery decides to push CNN into a news reporting entity where there is a wide open, there is a money play there. Mm-hmm. There is a market for that. There are people who want to see that, unlike CNN Plus, which was such a travesty that it was open for like 32 hours. That was like about it. If the business people, the big bad businessmen, want to make a decision that's going to make CNN profitable again, and that means that they're going to get to reporting news, and if Elon Musk decides to figure out a way to actually acquire Twitter, folks, you want free and fair elections, that's where it starts. Because as long as the politicians are fighting over these things without the exposure of what they're actually doing on behalf of their own political parties, not on behalf of you, nothing's free, nothing's fair. And I'm not just talking about elections. I'm talking about the whole thing. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, Jesse Rising is going to join us, running in the Republican primary for the Illinois 13th District congressional seat, currently held by Rodney Davis. Rodney was redistricted out of the 13th, so it's an open seat. The Democrats have said this is a likely Democratic seat, but there's a shift there. Jesse Rising is going to join us to talk to us about that shift and why he would like to represent the 13th District in Congress in just a minute. Don't go away.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Baby, I want something else. I'm not listening when you say goodbye.
97.1 is St. Louis's radio destination for information with perspective. It's where St. Louis and beyond comes to talk. Right here, right now. This is 97.1 FM Talk.
Air Comfort Service, online at aircomfortservice.com. Go to, folks, for your HVAC needs, commercial and residential. I want to talk to you a little bit about the maintenance that you're going to need to do on your air conditioning unit. If you haven't scheduled it yet, you can obviously still call Air Comfort Service to get that scheduled right now. A great way to save you lots of money on unnecessary repairs that you could avoid if you just take care of the system right now. Here's the number to call. You can put this in your phone. You can reach out to them when it's convenient to you, but just put this number down, scratch it down on a piece of paper at your desk right now, or punch it into your phone. 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091. Air Comfort Service won the BBB Torch Award in 2020 and is the 7-time recipient of Carrier's President's Award with thousands of 5-star reviews. You can take my word for it. I am a customer, like a 3-4 time customer of Air Comfort Service, and I've spent a lot of money with them, but that's because I trust them to come into my home to take care of my home and my budget and to make sure that the project is done correctly. You can take my review. You can go online and read the reviews for yourself. For your HVAC needs in your comfort zone, you need Air Comfort Service. Online at aircomfortservice.com.
Hey, St. Louis, it's Michael Mohan with Community Mortgage. The real estate market is as hot as the center of a freshly cooked toasted ravioli, making this a great time to use the equity in your home for a cash-out refinance, to upgrade your outdated kitchen, or consolidate your high-interest credit card debt, saving hundreds each month. If you're in the market to purchase a new home, don't trust your loan to an out-of-state call center or online lender. Call me. Call Michael Mohan at 314-336-6050. I want to save you money on your home purchase, refinance, or debt consolidation, and put my 20 years of local loan experience to work for you. When you call, you'll speak to me, and I will tailor a loan to fit your needs. So call 314-336-6050, 314-336-6050, or online at communitymortgagestl.com.
Community Mortgage LLC, 224-143, NMLS 250353.
Real estate prices are through the roof, right? Home buyers are paying way over asking price. You're tempted to sell, but you're not 100% sure you're ready to move. In a perfect world, you could sell your home for full value, bank the cash, and continue living there as long as you like. Well, I found your perfect world at Truehold.com. This is life-changing. Truehold will pay you 100% of your home's value, 100% in cash right now. And here's the best part. You don't have to move unless you want to. You can stay in your home as long as you'd like. Truehold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance too. Let's review. Truehold pays you 100% of your home's value in cash within 30 days. Use your cash to do anything and everything you've dreamed of doing. Travel, pay off debt, or buy that new right-size home on the golf course. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com and discover the smarter, faster alternative to cashing out your home's full value without having to move. That's 855-300-9993 or go to Truehold.com.
Politician Darren Bailey calls himself a conservative, swears he's a believer, but look closely at his record. Bailey's a deceiver, the textbook definition of a dishonest politician hiding his record. For instance, Bailey was caught on tape admitting he voted for Joe Biden. In his own words, listen.
Yeah, I might have voted for Biden.
Biden for president?
Yeah, I might have voted for Biden.
What kind of conservative votes for Joe Biden? The fake kind. Darren, the deceiver. But Bailey's a believer when it comes to one thing, property tax hikes. Voted 13 times to raise property taxes, increasing 81%, even higher than Chicago. Jesse Sullivan's no better. Claims to be conservative, yet Sullivan backed Obama for president. His campaign's propped up by Pritzker Democrats, just like Bailey's. Sullivan even founded a group pushing open borders and amnesty for illegals. Sullivan and Bailey, not true conservatives, no matter what they say. Paid for by Urban for Illinois.
White lies and desperation.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Should ever love me like you do. Sometimes my bad decisions define my false suspicions. No one should ever love me like you do. While I'm on this road,
distorting the facts and politicizing the facts on the ground don't do any good. It does not. It's not good for the country, but it's also not good politically, because I think we're reaching a point in our political debate here where people are beginning to, and Democrats in particular, are starting to see through a lot of this propaganda and the emotionalism of the propaganda. I think, this is just my read, Trace. I think that this sort of emotionalism we're starting to see is a realization among a lot of Democrats that their arguments are not winning.
That's Charlie Hurt there talking about the messaging coming from Democrats right now. It seems as though every time the Democrats are given an opportunity to do something on behalf of the American people, they just go running in the opposite direction. I mean, to my shock and awe, to see how much they hate listening to the American people because they don't want to listen. They want to tell the American people. They want to direct the American people. To me, that's the Democratic message. And every time they do it, including the Biden administration's double down on trying to get that mask mandate back in place, is going to increasingly so magnify that red wave that's coming in November in the midterms. You want to know how long it is? It is 201 days until the midterm elections. Somebody running to get one of those seats that has been marked previously as likely Democrat, the Illinois 13th congressional district, currently held by Rodney Davis, who was redistricted out of this district. It's an open seat now. And Jesse Rising is running right now for the Republican in the Republican primary to represent that seat. Jesse, welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Thanks for being here today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Annie.
So tell me your assessment right now of the Democratic message as a whole, because you would be representing the Illinois 13th district if you won the primary and you won the election in a Congress that right now is controlled by Democrats. What is the Republican resurgence in a majority taking? How does that change the country?
Yeah, Annie, you were mentioning the Biden administration fighting to keep the transportation mask mandate in place because they say it's necessary for public health. That's a really interesting position because the Biden administration is ending Title 42 expulsions at our southern border because they believe that those expulsions are no longer necessary for public health. So it's quite the hypocrisy to be using this label of public health to just serve their own political interests. And it's really a reflection of how out of line the Democrat Party's priorities are with the priorities of everyday Americans. I mean, we have a crisis at our southern border, and it's completely being ignored.
So tell me, Jesse, you know, I've watched this seat. I know a lot about this seat. It's the one that would represent me. Currently, I'm represented by Rodney Davis, and whoever wins this open seat primary for the Republican Party is likely who I will be voting for come the election in November. But it was drawn. It was drawn specifically for the Democrats to be able to take this and put it in the blue column where it's been in the red column for quite some time. How's that working out so far for the Democrats in the state of Illinois?
Yeah, so the Mike Madigan machine gerrymandered this district to disenfranchise people like you and other Republicans in this district, basically put as many Democrats into the same district as possible by, connecting Champaign-Urbana, Decatur, Springfield, and East St. Louis and the Metro East areas with a very thinly drawn district, kind of like a crooked finger, it looks like. So basically, they not only gerrymandered it to favor a Democrat, but they gerrymandered it to favor their particular Madigan machine acolyte who had worked with J.B. Pritzker and the other members of the Madigan machine, had also worked for President Joe Biden in his Office of Management and Budget. Of course, the last thing that the people of Metro East and Central and Southern Illinois want right now with this record inflation is to have a Biden budget bureaucrat parachute in. She's got virtually no ties to the district and is being parachuted in to effectively rule over us rather than serve and represent us. So the political analysts are actually already moving their predictions about this district from what they previously said was a likely Democrat seat, and now they're saying it's more of a lean Democrat seat. And now we're looking at I think it won't be too much longer before they're viewing it as a toss up.
So Jesse Rising joining us right now. He's a congressional candidate in the Republican primary for Illinois' 13th district. You can learn more about him online at jesserising.com, Jesse rising.com. I want to know more about you, Jesse. Why you for this district? As you illustrated there, it's quite a ridiculous version of what gerrymandering looks like. If it's a college town or something that they believe to be a Democrat stronghold, they strung it together so that it would go blue. How do you represent a diverse group of people in this district and fight for those votes that are maybe moderates, maybe even people who are a little bit left of center, but can't stand J.B. Pritzker and understand fully that Joe Biden's administration is lost?
Yeah, my family's been in this district for almost 200 years, but we've seen over the past 40 years or so how badly the failed policies of the establishment politicians have been really decimating the economy of our region, and that's both at the federal and at the state level. So what I think the American people want to see, in particular the people of Central and Southern Illinois, is a representative who represents and shares their values and willing to do what it takes to strengthen our economy and getting smart on trade to bring back those good paying jobs to our region, getting this reckless federal spending under control that's fueling the inflation that we're seeing. Of course, Joe Biden is blaming inflation on everyone but himself and Nancy Pelosi. First, they said it was transitory. Once they realized it wasn't transitory, they said it was somehow actually good for the American people. And once they realized it wasn't good, they blamed it on American businesses. And now they're blaming it on Vladimir Putin. So we've really got to end these endless excuses that are coming out of the Democratic leaders of both, the federal government and our state. You mentioned J.B. Pritzker. I think people are really fed up with the corrupt Mike Madigan machine politics. And so, again, the last person I think the people of this district want, regardless of whether they're a Republican or a Democrat, the last thing they want is a Madigan machine person coming in and parachuting in, even though she's got no ties to the district and virtually no ties, and bringing those those values of the Madigan machine and Washington D.C. with her here. And what we have here are people who have a lot of common sense, and it's those folks who are it's a lot of folks who are blue collar, common sense Americans in this district. And maybe in the past they voted Democrat because that's what their union leadership basically told them to do. But I think they're increasingly coming to realize that the National Democratic Party does not represent them and their values.
Jesse Rising with us right now. He's a congressional candidate for Illinois' 13th district, online at jesserising.com. So I think it's pretty clear. Illinois is probably one of those great examples of there's a huge amount for moderates, conservatives, Republicans to vote against, because we have been under the heavy fist of J.B. Pritzker and a supermajority of Democrats here in state government. But I'm very curious as to what you stand for. So let's not talk about it here. I want to ask you about what you advocate for, as opposed to no more Mike Madigan machine and J.B. Pritzker, because trust me, I'm with you in lockstep on all of those things, as are a lot of our listeners. But what can you bring to the American people and the people of the 13th district, if you're to go to Congress, that you stand for? What kind of positives are there?
Yes, I stand for a strengthening economy and less federal spending so that we can end this out of control inflation. I'm a former federal criminal prosecutor, so I'll stand with our brave men and women who wear the uniform and protect our communities and ensure the public safety. I also for a parent's bill of rights, because I think the pandemic remote learning really shed a light on some of what kids are learning in schools, and their parents, a lot of parents were really alarmed by what they were seeing. So it shouldn't take a pandemic for parents to understand what their kids are learning in school. So a parent's bill of rights would ensure that transparency with school curriculums is ensured going forward, so that we don't have an entire generation of Americans getting indoctrinated to believe that the American flag stands for hate rather than freedom. I was just on at breakfast with someone on the campaign trail a couple of days. He said that his 11-year-old daughter had come home from school and said, "Daddy, should I be proud to be an American?" And the fact that doubt even exists is incredibly alarming to me as someone who really loves this great country of ours and has been doing everything I can to serve over the past 15 years. And then we also need to project more strength on the national stage. Biden it really doesn't understand the benefits of peace through strength. What we're seeing with Joe Biden is chaos through weakness, and that applies internationally. It applies at our southern border, and it applies in our own backyard. So we need to restore law and order because that's something that's connected to the economic opportunities in our region as well, because people have to feel safe and secure in their communities for business to flourish.
Jesse Rising with us right now. I want to encourage people to check out more about Jesse on jesserising.com, as he is running in the Republican primary for the congressional 13th district seat that is become an open seat due to the redistricting of Rodney Davis. Jesse, thanks for coming on with us today. It's a pleasure to have you here. And that June primary, at the end of June, I believe, is coming up, and people are going to be asking more questions, and we'll be sure to have you back here so you can answer them.
Yep, June 28th. Thanks so much, Andy.
Yep.
I really appreciate it.
Yep, of course. June 28th. You need to make sure that date is circled on your calendar, because you're going to have a lot of really important decisions to make anywhere you go in the state of Illinois. A lot of primary options for you out there. It's really where you get to have your real opinion heard as to, what kind of values and policies that you want to have represented when that Republican, if you are a Republican, goes to challenge the Democrat. So get involved now. Find the governor situation. The Illinois governor Republican primary is a hotly contested race. And I'm here to tell you that every single person who is running in the Republican primary would be light years better than what the state of Illinois is governed by right now. Good people who are running. We're blessed to have this big and rich of a primary right now. And you need to be involved, be paying attention. And if you really like one of those candidates, you need to sign up and help them, because after the primary, it's whoever wins or J.B. Pritzker, which to me is a really simple question to answer. It's funny to me what people say they'd be willing to vote for instead of J.B. Pritzker. Everyone's got their fill in the blank here.
Got some good ones.
Yes. You guys are emphatic. Not voting for Pritzker. So get in there and be involved in the primary, be it the congressional seat in the 13th district or the whatever it is. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, Wiggins America. We spent a lot of time talking today about the just rapid collapse of CNN Plus, almost unprecedented collapse of CNN Plus. He's going to talk to us a little bit about Netflix when we come back. So don't go away. Ryan Wiggins in studio for Wiggins America in just a minute. Don't go away.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
My past was saying no.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Senator Roy Blunt.
The border is a nightmare for the administration. If they would have left Trump efforts in place until they had their own policies ready to go in place, they'd have been a lot better off.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Stewart's American Mortgage, the big loan guy. Here's the number. You can call it. You can text it. 314-324-4440. I'm going to give it to you again here at the end of this, so you can get your phone out now or jot it down if you need to. When you do a refinance on your home, or if you're doing a home purchase, either situation, if you need a mortgage or a new mortgage, you got to go to Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage. There's some common sense reasons why, and I will tell you right now. The biggest of which is when you use the big loan with Stewart's American Mortgage, there's a whole host of fees that every other person out there is going to charge you for that Stewie does not, because you do the business directly with Stewie. The whole complicated thing, and he will describe it in detail if you so choose. But it's not like the fees are there and he tucks them away or hides them or just, finances them over 30 years. They don't exist. I've gone through this twice with him, and it's a fair, honest way of going about saving you tons of money. So if you want to be a competitive buyer and make a competitive offer, or if you just want to use the equity that's in your home to give yourself a much improved financial situation, Stewie is your guy. You can Google the Bagel Loan, call or text 314-324-4440, NMLS number 226715.
The Fed has raised rates.
But there's still time to lock in Golden Oak Lending's low 3.75% rate.
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak. With home values at all-time highs and our low rates, you can pull more cash out of your home.
Call 314-567-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Landing, cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, 3.75% fixed, 4.88% APR. FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit.
Updating your home with James Hardie Siding has never been more popular. With all the options available, you need a partner to ensure you maximize your investment. Siding Express is ready to refresh the appearance of your home or totally transform the look by installing Hardie Shake, Board and Batten, lap siding, or a stone accent to make it your dream home again. Siding Express is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor. They also carry Anderson and Marvin windows windows and doors. Need ideas? Go to sidingexpress.com and schedule a free, no-obligation consultation today. sidingexpress.com.
Backed by popular demand, the Puffy Vest giveaway at Busch Stadium is Friday, April 29th, when the Birds host the D-backs. That night, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home their own Puffy Vest courtesy of Bayer. This blue vest with red trim features a Cardinal slugger bird and is sure to be a fan favorite again in 2022. That's Friday, April 29th, the Cardinals, the D-backs, and the popular Puffy Vest giveaway. Get your tickets at cardinals.com.
Can't get enough of Cardinals All-Star Nolan Arenado? We can't either. On Saturday, April 30th, when the Cardinals host the Diamondbacks, 25,000 fans 16 and older will receive a Nolan Arenado bobblehead courtesy of Purina. This is the first Cardinal bobblehead of the popular third baseman and features Arenado with his lovable pooch. That's Saturday, April 30th, the Cardinals, the D-backs, and the first Cardinals Nolan Arenado bobblehead. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com.
Diamonds Direct's Fresh Pick store-wide spring sale is happening soon. Mark your calendar. April 29th, 30th, and May 1st. The biggest sale of the spring. You save an extra 20% on virtually everything in our showroom. All earrings, all bracelets, all pendants, all colored gemstones. Plus, with all the top engagement ring settings and wedding band designs, you're sure to find the perfect piece for the one you love. Don't miss this sparkling spring store-wide sale. 3 days only, April 29th, 30th, and May 1st. Only at Diamonds Direct. Details and more at diamondsdirect.com.
How might this week's big stories impact your portfolio? Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale with Stifel. Join me and fellow Stifel financial advisor Eric Robert during On the Money every Saturday from 11 till noon right here on 97.1 FM Talk. Stifel, member NYSE and SIPC.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
Bringing you up-to-the-minute traffic like nobody else. Sue Thomas and Dependable Traffic, driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company. The best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor. This is the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Collapse into your arms. I'm just a stranger.
I also think they have the same people that are getting mediocre, if terrible ratings on CNN Plus. So no one thought this out. So I wonder how Chris Wallace feels.
I would love to be a fly on the wall when he's hearing this news.
He was their big get.
So that happened just before we went live on our show. That, well, as we talked about in the first segment, CNN Plus has gone kaput. They've been available for like 2 weeks, basically not even the whole month of April, right?
Right. It was like March 29th that they launched or something like that.
So they got 150,000 subscribers, and the new people who are coming to take CNN were like, "This sucks. We're canceling it. We're gonna stop the bleeding now." Smart business move, CNN. But also, there's a lot of talk right now about Netflix subscribers, and Ryan's here to talk to us. Hi, Ryan.
Hello there.
You shocked, CNN? How sad are you that you're going to lose your CNN Plus subscription?
Oh, I'm not that worried about it.
Don't feel too bad though, because they said they would prorate your subscription fee and give it back to you.
So I just got a whole bunch of TV for free then?
You're going to have prorate. You're going to have to pay for the 2 weeks that you also didn't watch.
That. Doggone it! Incredible. $300 million.
Oops.
They spent on CNN Plus. They were expecting to put in $2 billion over the next coming years.
It was Jeff Zucker's baby, and he's toast, and everybody could see the writing on the wall. And I read some articles that was talking about how when Zucker was on the way out, they're like, "Ooh, we got to it wasn't supposed to launch this fast, but they're like, we got to get this up and running because if we don't do it if we don't launch it now, when these new people are taking over and actually in place, it's never going to get off the ground. So they pushed it, and then they came in and they're like, nope.
It's amazing that the bad news that leaked about them is really what killed them. It was because they were kind of off the radar. Nobody's really thinking about it. Obviously, just the fact that they had so few subscribers that leaked out. You know, they usually don't publish subscriber numbers. Nobody does, including Netflix.
That's not true. Disney Plus does all the time because it's a shareholder thing.
Well, a lot of them are. It's like a very closely guarded secret for some reason. So I'm surprised that I didn't know that about Disney.
No, I've heard Netflix numbers too. I think that's a known thing.
Okay, that's different from when I was in the industry.
Man, we now have to go to a 10-minute commercial break.
You know what? It's
Brad,
probably.
I just want you to start endorsing things that are in the room.
Yeah.
It's probably things
love
that are
Lamp.
publicly funded versus privately funded. Because I was talking to not necessarily the highest. I was talking to sort of mid-level streamers, and they would never tell you what their subscriber numbers were. So it's probably just because they
in
have
the industry, but just at the mid level.
I was not at the high levels of the industry.
I don't even know what's happening.
Okay, so Netflix. Have you watched the news about Netflix this week at all? And how it is absolutely tanking?
I've seen headlines. Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to know at this moment,
what
in
if
the
I
last,
don't want to know.
If you don't, then I guess you could just turn my mic off.
I can't.
Brad,
no, don't, Brad.
Let's see what it sounds like. There it goes.
I just think it's funny. Like, if you want to know.
Yeah.
Like, everybody who's listening to the station right now.
Like, nah, I'm not that interested. I think
that's
I'm
where we
leave.
turned it to Camel X.
Yeah. Okay. In 5 days, the company has lost 40% of its value in 5 days. That is a cratering, massive collapse that's happened since basically Monday.
Why?
So they released their quarter number one subscribers and gave their anticipation for what quarter two was going to be. Everybody was expecting they would get 2.5 million extra subscribers in quarter one. They actually lost 200,000. And they said, and by the way, just so you know, we anticipate that in quarter two, we're going to lose about another 2 million or so. So people are running for the doors. Some of the biggest investors, and I don't know their names. They're not famous investors like Elon Musk, but he does factor into the story. They have completely pulled all of their investments out of Netflix because they're like, okay, this is what we were waiting for. Pandemic era is over. Streaming numbers must be dropping. And Netflix in particular is basically on a bubble that has now popped. And $450 million, I saw one guy had taken as a loss in the company, not just taking that out of the company, but that was how much he lost taking out. So everybody is running. Netflix estimates, this is crazy, that they've got about 300 million households worldwide that are subscribers. 100 million of them, as in 1 out of 3, are taking it from somebody else's account.
I was just going to say, there's no possible way that 300... Are there 300 million households in America?
No, worldwide.
Worldwide. Oh,
yeah.
I was going to say, that doesn't even make sense. But yeah, I mean, everybody, I personally don't have Netflix. And I canceled it when the Cuties thing happened. And I said, you know what? If I can't live without it, then I'll get back on it. And I never have. It's just, I've never been compelled enough. And the only thing that's compelled me to do it and made me consider it was the Dave Chappelle special, which I still haven't seen and want to.
Well, that's why I actually wanted to bring this up, is because Elon Musk this week, you probably saw the headlines on this too, said he said, no, it's not all these things. It's not all the business part. It's the woke mind virus, in his words, that is destroying this company. Even upon, he's so influential, even upon him saying it, it dropped another 25%.
He's wrong.
Well, that's why I wanted to ask you, because that's why you cancel your subscription. Right?
I wouldn't say it's because I labeled them woke. I think they made a bad decision and I canceled
with Cuties, yeah.
But I don't think I think that they're one of the least woke. They're not making decisions based on what the mob says. They're famous for not doing that. They are the ones who pushed back on the transgender community that wanted Dave Chappelle canceled, and they said no. I think that what Netflix is doing, which I do respect this as somebody who canceled it, and because I canceled it, they put on that Cuties program and said, you know, this is something that's quality. There was a lot of backlash. They didn't pull that off. You know, let people make their own decisions. I did. I canceled it. I haven't come back. But Netflix put out what they are, and they are what they are. And they did the same thing with the Dave Chappelle thing. And are there people who are like me who canceled Netflix because of the Dave Chappelle special? Yes. But Netflix is being Netflix. The problem with woke is that they take the current temperature in the most inflamed situation, and then they apply it to the whole. And they make everybody else bend and break to that specific, feverish pitch. And Netflix has not done that. So I think I'm a huge Elon Musk fan. I think he got it wrong.
Yeah, I kind of do too, just from a businessman. I think they're more woke than we're giving them credit for, because I think you're bringing up the least woke thing they've done. But they got some pretty woke programming.
Well, yeah, it's the programming that they make, though, that's woke.
Having programming that serves a vast majority of people, including people who are pro-woke, they've got other stuff too. So you can't, I don't know, in my opinion, they've not gone woke to go broke. We could talk more about it at the 2:00 hour. All right, stick around. More Annie Frey Show with Tyrus in a minute.
When you have Rhino Shield on your house, it does a couple of things for you. It beautifies the house and it protects it from the harshest elements. And boy, do we see those here in the greater St. Louis area. You get instant curb appeal. It will stick to anything. Rhino Shield is the answer, no matter whether you're painting a home or a church or a business or a condo, because it's 100% waterproof. It takes care of the outdoor maintenance on whatever is on the outside of your home. The brick, the block, aluminum, steel, stucco. They can put this on with the 2 to 3 coat process. They're there about a week, and they do a great job. A lot of businesses have done it in the area. Several Firestones have done that. Vantage Credit Union over the years. Harlan Packaging down in DeSoto. Call Darren today and schedule your free estimate. 877-25-RHINO. Easy to remember phone number. Or go online today at 877-25-RHINO.com.
Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. When it comes to your tax issues, why would you trust some faceless national company that uses cartoons in its ads to protect you? Tax problems are not funny and should not be treated lightly. If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue and you need a lawyer that will protect your rights. You can't meet face-to-face with a cartoon. And what happens if the national company can't resolve your issue and stops returning calls? Do yourself a favor and call the Lance Drury Law Firm. Our office is right here in St. Louis. I am a local attorney specializing in tax resolution. You can come in and sit down with a licensed, experienced attorney and put a name with a face. When it comes to tax issues, don't go with a cartoon. Get serious help with the Lance Drury Law Firm. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, DRURY law.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Frederick Roofing, wherever you live, from Chesterfield to Crestwood, from Tenac to Ferguson, Limay to Ladue, Town and Country and more. Warson Woods to Winsville, the one you know. Frederick Roofing, wherever you go. For a hole in your roof, or a whole new roof. Frederick Roofing.
314-645-2000. Aren't you tired of hearing ads that say they're the best, they're the experts, blah, 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 just one unsubstantiated claim after another? Well, here are 2 substantiated claims that actually mean something if you need roof repair or a new roof. With a family-owned business tradition of over 80 years and 80,000 satisfied customers, you can depend on Frederick Roofing, residential or commercial.
For a hole in your roof or a whole new roof. Frederick Roofing. Frederick Roofing, 645-2000.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk.
An Odyssey station.
More aid to Ukraine. I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. President Biden today announcing the latest round of aid to Ukraine to help the country in its battle with Russia. An $800 million package that includes heavy artillery, ammunition, and drones to help President Volodymyr Zelensky's forces defend the Donbas region in the country's east.
The latest weapons package brings the total amount of U.S. security assistance to above $3 billion. President Biden says next week he will request more funding from U.S. lawmakers
to keep weapons and ammunition flowing without interruption.
President Biden also detailed plans to begin welcoming tens of thousands of Ukrainian refugees to the U.S.
Fox News' Jared Halpern at the White House. Florida lawmakers have approved legislation that revokes a half-century-old law granting Walt Disney World authority to self-govern its properties. The move comes as Republican Governor Ron DeSantis is in a battle with Disney executives who oppose a new law prohibiting gender and sex ed for early elementary school students. The legislation does allow the special rules to be reinstated, leaving an opening for further negotiations. A Trump-era policy known as Title 42 bars many migrants from seeking asylum in the U.S. because of COVID and health concerns, and is set to be lifted late next month. President Biden has been urged by Republicans and some Democrats to keep the rule in place, but says his administration is still weighing its options.
There has been no decision on extending Title 42.
Critics say eliminating the policy will result in a massive surge of migrants at the nation's southern border. The number of Americans filing for new unemployment claims fell by 2,000 last week to 184,000. The Labor Department reporting today the number of people still collecting unemployment checks has now fallen to a more than 50-year low. America's listening to Fox News.
I tend to second-guess dinners with friends because they're often interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit Creon.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON.com.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Bit of a changeable sky this afternoon with a mix of clouds and sunshine. It's warmer. It's a little more humid. And as a result, I'll keep a couple of spot thunderstorms here and there. 72 for the high. Tonight, clouds, couple of showers. Could be a rumble of thunder, a flash of lightning, 59. Friday, partly sunny, windy, warm, and humid. A couple of spot thunderstorms, 83. Saturday, dry, 82, but really wet on Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Come hang out with all of us at 97.1 May 4th.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
And so will I.
Along with some of the top thought leaders in the nation.
This is Hans von Smirkowski from the Heritage Foundation. Looking forward to it.
This is Jim Carafano, and we are coming to see you in 97.1 Land.
It's a full 97.1 event, along with Heritage, and you're invited. May 4th at 7 at the Elks Lodge in O'Fallon, Missouri. It's all free. Get all the details at 971talk.com.
Mother's Day is Sunday, May 8th, and there are so many reasons to give a gift of fine jewelry from Shane Company.
Dear Mom, what can I say? You're amazing. From being team mom at my Little League games to putting up with me when I was a wild teenager, you taught me so much, and I'm forever grateful. Happy Mother's Day.
A gift of fine jewelry is truly special. It's something Mom will treasure forever. Shane Company has gifts in every price range, crafted with attention and care. Stunning diamond jewelry, classic styles with sapphires, beautiful cultured pearls. Get her something stylish and colorful, like huggy earrings with vibrant gemstones. Available in either London blue topaz, red garnet, or amethyst. Or surprise her with an exquisite butterfly necklace. The wings are accented with blue sapphires. Visit us for a meaningful Mother's Day gift, tied with a burgundy bow and ready to give.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Hey guys, it's the new year. Are you still struggling with erectile dysfunction? I've yet to meet anyone that enjoys timing those intimate moments around a pill. Well, now you don't have to. The advanced wave technology at Pineview Medical has been shown by Cambridge University and the Cleveland Clinic to restore and even regrow blood vessels. It can improve circulation and eliminate erectile dysfunction. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED, call us in the next 2 minutes and you'll receive a consultation, assessment, and blood flow ultrasound free. Plus, a special gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. You're going to love that. Trust me. This is a $600 value, free to callers now. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Guys, get rid of your ED and get that spark back. Call Pineview Medical now to qualify. 314-530-7777.
Hi, this is Curtis Barks. I am the owner of Complete Auto Body and Repair, here to tell you about our touchless automotive service. If you're experiencing the constant struggles of having the kids home from school or just want more of that family time where you can listen to them teach you about what they do every day, we provide touchless automotive service, return the vehicle to you clean and ready to go in the comfort of your own home. Check us out online at CompleteAB.com for more information. If it's not perfect, it's not complete. Others can't compete with Complete Auto Body.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
Can you fix the car?
Hi, George Weber. Check out my alter ego, Skip Weber, every Saturday night, 9 to 11. The Saturday Evening Rock Show, the greatest rock and roll show on a talk station in the world. Don't miss it.
Hi, this is Ken. And Laurie Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
If you're retiring soon, join us Saturday at 9:30 a.m. for your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Odyssey is an all-encompassing audio landing zone where you can find podcasts in any genre and listen live to 97.1. Not to mention that you can rewind within the last 24 hours. 97.1 FM Talk on the go. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by The Loading Dock. River views, outdoor dining, live music, and overnight accommodations. The Loading Dock on the river in Grafton, Illinois.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not a married sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not a married sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
On Title 42, sir, are you considering delaying lifting Title 42?
No, what I'm considering is continuing to hear from well, first of all, there's going to be an appeal by the Justice Department because as a matter of principle, we want to be able to be in a position where if in fact it is strongly concluded by the scientists that we need Title 42, that we be able to do that. But there has been no decision on extending Title 42.
So President Biden there asked about the extension of Title 42. And as you can tell, he's talking about like science and this, that, and the other thing. And he's confusing Title 42, which is a measure that was put into place to screen people at the southern border about basically COVID measures to keep people from flooding the southern border, which they're doing anyway. He's confusing that with the extension of the mask mandate that he's looking to have the DOJ press upon and get reinstated. Here's the question. When we assess President Joe Biden and his ability to handle the situation at hand, the task at hand, and you see that Joe Biden, he's clearly not cognitively sharp. I mean, that seems like a generous statement. It's way worse than that. And as somebody who's obviously, I'm a conservative, Republican myself, I was a Trump fan. I would not be a fan of Joe Biden if he were completely cognitively aware of what he was saying. Out of all respect and deference to the president of the United States, what's the American person supposed to do? What is the American voter supposed to do right now, watching their president struggle on a daily basis with some tasks that are supposed to be very, very simple? Fox News contributor Tyrus here with us now. Let's talk to Tyrus.
You're becoming like my most stable relationship.
Enough said.
And author Tyrus, welcome back to the show. You got a book coming out like now, right?
Yeah, Tuesday, April 26th.
It's so exciting. Pre-order it now, and We'll get to that here before we end this interview. It's called Just Tyrus. You can go check it out while we're talking to him. But, I want to ask you this question, not from a let's dunk on the president, because it's really just too easy to point out the daily faux pas that he has. He's not cognitively sharp. What is your thought as an American, somebody who loves this country and on the world stage doesn't want to see us embarrassed? How are we supposed to react to these daily instances?
Well, I'm going to take a different spin on it. I'm going to react on why is the House and Senate not doing anything? Why are we not, like, President Trump slipped on the stairs and there was committees and actions and senators coming forward, and albeit had nothing to do with his mental issues, but they were using an excuse just to try to throw shots at him. At this point, I don't think anyone would be out of line questioning when he conflates and confuses issues, and they're not issues that can be confused. Title 42 and the CDC are very different, so where is our senators and our where are they? Where is the VP on this? I mean, this is beyond the pale and has nothing to do with what side of the aisle you on. He cannot get through a sentence. And anyone who's had a parent or a grandparent, it's painful to watch. I don't like it when conservatives make fun of it on TV, because to me, I don't think it's sad. Like a cat or someone who's ignorant. It's a man who's losing he's at the end of his life and he's losing his faculties. And that, unfortunately, is a part of how life works. And everyone is a different, we're all at different levels at ages, just because it's going to be brought up. President Trump obviously is a very different man in his 70s than Biden. They have different lives. They have different DNA. Things, people deteriorate in different ways, some physically first, then mentally. In this case, his memory is gone. His speech is getting worse, more slurred, more difficult to understand what he's saying. And he's a proud man, and I respect that. And I would think anyone who is the president of the United States would be that. But unfortunately, it's not coming from him. So maybe, hopefully his wife behind closed doors is at least having the conversation. The medical doctors that are supposed to be in charge of the president. Obviously we don't want the progressive handlers having anything to do with it, because the longer he stays in, the more they get done.
Yeah.
And, so they're not interested in that. And then here's the other side of it. The longer he stays in and sounds like this, the wrong Republicans are thinking, oh, this is great for us. We're going to get more seats. We're going to do, and that should not be what it is. It
at the cost of the country in the meantime.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get reelected. So, or I'm gonna get asked to be on TV more, to mock him. So I think that anyone who's going to sit there on TV and supposedly be an expert or a political genius, and they want to make fun of the gaffes and all that kind of stuff, they're part of the problem, because it shouldn't be a laughing matter, and it should be nonpartisan. Everyone should come together, and the conversations need to be had. And I don't want to hear, well, what if, Kamala gets in charge? She's the vice president and she should have an opportunity. I didn't vote for her. So, but it should be next woman up in this case. And again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just going off of what I see and my own, if it was my family member or my friend. I'm in wrestling and I played football, and I've seen guys who've taken one too many hits, and it's terrible and it sucks to see them lose their faculties, or, take 5 minutes to grasp a pen, or try to tell you a story and they can't remember it, so, and who knows, that might be my future. I don't know, eventually we all have to pay the bill, but I would hope that instead of leaving me on TV to get ratings on another show, that people that supposedly cared about me would say, hey, it's time. And I think we're past time, to be honest with you.
I totally agree. Tyrus with us right now, Fox News contributor on Gutfeld. Great to see you on there each night when you get to sit in, as well as author of Just Tyrus, a memoir, which you can pre-order right now. I want to take an opportunity to put up here a comment from one of the listeners right now who's kind of challenging what they're saying, from Matt on our Facebook page. He says, come on, we watched Trump struggle with simple tasks and poor cognition for 4 years, and I never heard a peep from you all. Tyrus, I'll give you the opportunity to respond to that right now, comparative to President Biden, what we're talking about.
Okay. Well, first of all, if anything, maybe he talked too much. You could maybe make that argument. But cognitively, do you understand the definition of the word? Because clearly you don't. He didn't have issues with finishing sentences. He didn't forget where he was. He didn't turn and reach to shake a hand of nobody that was there. He wasn't surrounded by people and lost in a crowd. I mean, this isn't anything, again, whenever it's whataboutisms, you know what? Let's say you're right. Let's say that for 4 years, President Trump drooled on himself and was cognitively out of his mind. And shame on Republicans and Democrats for not doing anything about it then. How about that?
Yeah.
So here we are again. So we're going to go through another 4 years of a cognitively challenged president just because we let it slip through the cracks 4 years ago.
Yeah, I think it's so evidentiary of how bad Joe Biden's current situation is. You know, both what we're talking about right now about his just general abilities to put together sentences, but also the platform and the policies are terrible. That any criticism that you can levy towards this president, it's only a discussion with the other side that goes back to Donald Trump. Nobody is defending Joe Biden.
But it's not just Donald Trump. It's like this guy, Matt. He represents this group of Americans who they live by whataboutisms. What does what's happening right now have anything to do with what President Trump had his issues, and as a result of it, did not get a second term. So what is your point? That's not a real question. It's just trying to, my kids do that. Well, my CLC didn't have to go to bed at 9. Well, CLC didn't get caught lying. So, you know what I'm saying? Like Matt is part of the problem because you don't want solutions. You just want the art. Well, he did this and he did that. And I believe he's paying for it. He's not sitting in office right now.
Yeah, that's a great point. Tyrus, go ahead. Tyrus with us right now. I want to talk to you a little bit about your book here in a second. You talk your walk into where you are right now in your career. You've seen so many different things. You've done so many different things. It's not really the traditional up and coming, cable news contributor or journalist. I do want to get your thoughts real quick before we talk about your book about the implosion of CNN Plus. I talking about this a little bit earlier in the show. It's too bad they didn't have any metric system that could see this coming, that people weren't wanting necessarily more of CNN that would charge them for it.
Yeah, well, there was a couple tells. When the entire basis of your rating is based off of a battle with a president, and that president is then silenced and is no longer around, there's no more fire. And they didn't work on anything else. Their network was Trump 24/7. And Trump was gone. And they had nothing left. The problem was that they put everything that was wrong in the world on one individual. And no one, not even the devil himself, is responsible for everything. Sometimes it rains when it's supposed to be sunny. So they overplayed their hand in that aspect of things. And the second thing is that they are pushing that woke, super progressive left agenda. And what they don't understand is they don't have an audience for that, because everyone who's a part of that is the star of the show. Every one of them is whether it's TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, they are all hosts of their own show of wokeism and virtue signaling. So, and they don't look for answers because they know it all. So they're not going to sit around and watch TV. They don't look for information because they're experiencing it. First world problems don't require actual problems. So that's where, because CNN they have good products. Jake Tapper, I think, is an excellent journalist. I have absolutely no issues with him. And every once in a while he puts a spin on things, and I get that and I respect that. But when the rest of your program and the rest of your programming has become virtue signaling and extreme left agenda, you're catering to an audience that doesn't exist. Don't forget, if they had a huge following, Bernie Sanders would be sitting in the White House right now.
Yeah. That's for sure.
AOC, and I hate calling the squad, but that group would be in charge of every committee right now. But they don't. They have Twitter, and Elon Musk is potentially taking away their fake platform. So that's why there's no one turning into CNN Plus, because they no longer have a diverse. Their definition of diversity is very different than most Americans. They don't have a bunch of different cool shows and interesting people. They would never think of putting someone like me on a platform, or someone complete opposite of me. If they don't look the woke part, then they're not going to be a part of CNN. And when you're an elitist network, you have a very small fan base. And that's why who would pay to, I'm not going to pay to talk about myself.
Yeah.
And that's all they do. They all have this, it's the same thing. And it doesn't matter. Every show, I can tell you what the ending issue is. It's racist, it's treasonous, and it's toxic maleism, and something to do with an old white man. So that's basically what the breakdown is of their networks, of every episode of everything. So there's really no reason to pay for that.
JS on our Annie Frey YouTube channel said, I have only recently become aware of Tyrus. In my mind, he is one of the most brilliant commentators anywhere, Tyrus. I want to give you the opportunity to talk to us about your memoir that is out called Just Tyrus. I've got it up here on our screen, and people can check it out on Amazon and pre-order it. What can people expect when they read through this book that they're not getting, each week here on the Annie Frey Show or on Gutfeld or Fox News?
So why, as I sit here and I trash pay windows, why do I have a pay book?
Hey, if people, you're not forcing anybody to watch it, or listen to it, that's for sure. But I think it'd be interesting.
That's true. Honestly, it's a book about failures. I am brutally honest with myself in this book. There's only one hero in the book, and there's only one villain in the book, and that's me. And I go through as like Dana Perino read it in a day, and you and Greg read it through a day. And honestly, when I gave Greg a copy, I thought it would just be something that he would put his wine glass on, And and for him to call me at 2 a.m. to ask me about some of these events or whatever, but it's about as real as you can get looking yourself in the mirror. That's why it's called Just Tyrus. And I examined a lot of the choices that I made in life and found that the message of the book is it's not what happens to you, but it's your reaction is what you're judged by. And that has been so true in my life. Every situation, whether it was getting cut from a football team, get fired from the WWE, losing a job, losing a relationship, hard time, sleeping on couches, all that kind of stuff. And when I look back at it, every event was triggered by my reaction. Now, you always can't control who someone doesn't like you, or in my case, if they talked about my skin color or lack thereof or whatever the situation is, it's my reactions that people are judged by. That's what I'm judged by, because it's not, there's always another way, in very, very few situations. But when life throws you curveballs or whatever, you're way out in front when you swing. You can't be mad at it was a curveball.
Yeah.
And I've been told it's like, and it's funny. There's a lot of funny when you look back at life. Sometimes you just have to laugh at it, and so there's a lot of that.
Well, I think what people are craving right now is honesty and something that's real, because everything that is in front of our eyes and our ears these days is manufactured in a way that is made to be appealing, and it's very unrelatable for people to consume that over and over and over again. So I'm really looking forward to picking up your book and reading it and learning a little bit more about you. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, no problem. Thank you as always.
All right, Tyrus, we'll talk to you again next week. Thank you.
Yeah,
and
I don't want to talk about the Red Sox right now.
We can talk about the Cardinals and Albert Pujols. He's hitting 400 or something like that. All right, Tyrus. Yeah. We'll catch up with you again soon. Thank you so much. Tyrus, our friend who's been with us really since the beginning of the midday version of the Annie Frey Show. I am always grateful for the time that he's on. Plus his book out. Go get it. And, let him know on Twitter @Planet Tyrus that you picked it up and that you listened to him on the Annie Frey Show. It's good for the show, and it's good for us as listeners. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, Joe Concha, another Fox News contributor, also a political columnist at The Hill. We're going to talk about the libs of TikTok. doxing that has taken place from the Washington Post. This is a crazy story, and Joe Concha is going to break it down for us here in just a minute. Don't go away.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Jim Carafano and Hans von Spakovsky from Heritage Foundation are joining all of us at 97.1 FM Talk on May 4th, and you're invited.
It's a full 97.1 event along with Heritage.
We'll all be there May 4th. Get the details at 971talk.com. So Jen Teske, your go-to realtor for the Illinois side of the river when you want to sell your home and you want to sell it fast for top dollar, you need Jen Teske of Remax Alliance. That last name is spelled Teske, and you're going to love Jen immediately. You're going to understand why she has had so much success as a leading home seller in the Metro East. That's her specialty. When you go to Jen and you get to have access to her huge team of absolute experts, you're going to have a whole team behind you helping you sell your home for top dollar. Jen is very familiar with the Illinois area, specifically Edwardsville, Glen Carbon, Maryville, Troy, and Collinsville. So if you're looking to sell your home, and even if you're looking to sell your home, maybe say 9 months from now, a year from now, reach out to Jen Teske right now and talk to her about what you can do to prepare your house to sell for top dollar. She'd be happy to give you that assessment to make sure that you were primed for a really super positive experience. Reach out to Jen Teske, call her or text her right now at 618-541-1010. That's 618-541-1010.
There's a campfire smell coming from your fireplace and pieces of brick in your yard. Who can I trust? English Sweep Certified Sweeps and Master Masons will solve all your chimney needs. Protect your investment. Get back to the important things in your life. Go to EnglishSweep.com.
Diabetic neuropathy, cold feet, resting leg pain, foot wounds that don't heal. These are classic signs of peripheral artery disease, or PAD. Left untreated, PAD can lead to gangrene and even lower limb amputation. Modern Vascular is a healthcare leader in the outpatient treatment of PAD. Last year, over 10,000 patients across the country chose Modern Vascular for the diagnosis and treatment of their PAD. Modern Vascular clinics consistently receive high Google review ratings and have received over 500 five-star patient reviews in the last 12 months. In fact, Modern Vascular has been recognized as the best PAD treatment specialist in the country. If you or someone you love is experiencing the symptoms of PAD, don't ignore it. Visit modernvascular.com today or call 844-4PAD-HELP to schedule a consultation in our local clinic. That's 844-4PAD-HELP.
Take a moment and rate your lifestyle on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is a life that's nothing like the life you were promised after getting good grades, a college degree, and a good job in corporate America. 10 is the life of your dreams. If you answered anything less than a 10, tune into the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del, self-made millionaire and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, will show you how to live the life of your dreams and pay for it with passive income.
Tune in to the Del Walmsley Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. Weeknights at 7 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Tony La Russa here. Has your loss of energy and weight gain thrown you a curveball in your relationship? If so, go see my friends over at Victory Men's Health. Discreet, first-class professionals will help you hit those curves out of the park. VictoryMen'sHealth.com. That's VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
It's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty horrified by a lot of the media coverage of this. A lot of people are just aggregating some of the cruelest commentary online and whipping it all up into a news story with absolutely no comment from Caleb or nuance about the situation. The top story on Google yesterday was literally this House Beautiful story that doxes Caleb, puts his full name in the story, zero comment from this man. After this whole article gleefully encourages this online harassment and doxing campaign, they literally use him to sell West Elm furniture through affiliate links. Once again, commercializing a harassment and doxing campaign. I think the media needs a total wake-up call in the way that they cover online harassment, and this is just the latest example of it. And reporters should be adding nuance, not just piling on.
Okay, that's Taylor Lorenz of the Washington Post talking about how terrible it is to dox people. And the Washington Post just published an article by said Taylor Lorenz, who exposes the creator of that famous Twitter account called Libs of TikTok. And here to talk about what in the world is going on in this bit of hypocrisy, I would say, is political columnist at The Hill, also Fox News contributor, our friend Joe Concha. Joe, welcome back to the show. This is quite a ridiculous story, if you ask me.
Ridiculous. Yes, that's the word I was going to go with. You know what? So we could be different. I'm going to go ludicrous. How does that sound?
Fair enough. I think they both apply. As somebody who's a columnist right now, Joe, what is your assessment of Taylor's history on this doxing issue and why it's suddenly okay for her to do this to the Libs of TikTok creator?
Well, history is an interesting word because here you have a journalist that's worked at least, I'm going to go off the top of my head, 7 publications. 7. Something's going on there, right? I mean, yeah, I've been at The Hill for 6 years. And before that, I was at Mediaite for 5, and she is jumping from place to place. And we're talking major publications, The Atlantic, the Daily Beast. She worked with me at The Hill, actually. Also, I was up in New Jersey. She was in Washington. I never actually physically met her. And then the New York Times and the Washington Post. So there appears to be an appetite for this sort of journalism, but it's not really journalism, right? It's activism. And all the Libs of TikTok did in this case, they posted videos that were already online being shared in the public domain by the creators themselves, and in most cases, teachers, right? So Libs of TikTok simply aggregated them. It's kind of like you read the Drudge Report. Drudge isn't creating any news. He's simply taking news from all these different places and putting it in one nice, neat one-pager, right? And then that's all that Libs of TikTok was doing on Twitter. So look, the videos primarily consisted of teachers saying crazy things that parents would find offensive. Parents like me, I got a 6 and an 8-year-old, and exposing the person behind that account serves no journalistic purpose whatsoever outside of cheap attention, cheap clicks, cheap exposure. And oh, by the way, Washington Post here, Andy, they're lying when they said that the owner of the Libs of TikTok, her address, they kept it out of the public domain. No, they didn't. There was a link that said exactly where she lived and exactly where she worked, and the Washington Post lied about it anyway. Imagine this. We go from Woodward and Bernstein and Watergate reporting back in the 70s to whatever this is now, but it ain't reporting, it's doxing.
Yeah, the word hypocrisy, it just bleeds all over all of this, because while democracy is dying in darkness, they're choosing where to shine the spotlight to shadow the other things that allow them. You use the word activism. That is exactly right. If a publication like the Washington Post is going to engage in activist journalism, who's going to report on the Washington Post and uncover, the hypocrisy that exists when Taylor Lorenz is looking to expose a Twitter aggregate, a consumable for Americans to just watch the very words of these leftist activists that does show in itself leftist hypocrisy there on the Libs of TikTok. I mean, who is the arbiter of truth right now in American journalism?
Oh, God. Well,
it's Joe Concha. That's who it is.
Thank you. No, I'm going to be a homer in this case, right? And I think if you really, I'm being serious here, and I would have said this before I ever signed with Fox as a contributor. You watch Brett Barron's special report at 6 o'clock. That's the closest thing that I can find to the type of newscast that I would watch growing up. And I think Peter Jennings on ABC did a good job. Did he lean left in real life? I don't know. That's the good thing, right? So, or Tim Russert in Meet the Press when that show was really good. Like you would actually, I was in my 20s. I should be watching SportsCenter. I'm watching Tim Russert and Meet the Press because he took on both sides, right? And I don't know the way Tim leaned, and that's the way it works. Now you can pick out from a mile away. You look at like CNN's White House correspondent, John Harwood, right? And that's the guy who WikiLeaks exposed as literally going to John Podesta, who was Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman, saying, "Hey, what question should I ask Jeb Bush during a debate?" I mean, it's all on paper. So, look, this is not the first time we've seen Taylor Lorenz type of journalism. CNN did this as well with a guy who all he did was create a GIF on, and that's kind of like a meme, right, on Twitter, showing Donald Trump body slamming the CNN logo, which is supposed to be like a wrestling kind of thing. So then CNN somehow found out who the creator of this was and then threatened him by saying that if you continue to post these, we'll expose who you are. Does that sound like journalism to you? No, of course not. Then again, that's CNN, and boy, their streaming service is doing pretty well right now, ain't it?
I was just going there. You're taking the words out of my mouth. CNN Plus announces today that they are kaput, which is weird because I didn't know that they were put in the first place. They just launched 150,000 subscribers. That's apparently not enough to substantiate a $300 million investment. You know, what did CNN have to indicate that this was not going to be a success? And why did they put this out there for the lack of consumers that they aren't having on their free? Their, I guess it's not a free product. It's paid for as far as cable goes. But CNN is not overflowing with viewers right now.
Right. And this news is somehow like simultaneously shocking, yet not surprising, because it's been rumored for weeks that CNN Plus was doing horribly in terms of subscriptions, at least what they were expecting. And for this ship to sink this fast shows that this was a horrible and mismanaged idea from the very beginning. And it was built on hubris, because that's the only word that's coming to mind right now. Because how could the people who ran the network, two of them were recently ousted, right? The CNN president and his girlfriend, actually thought that people were going to pay to watch content coming from a network that almost nobody is watching for free. and what I mean by that is, I'm putting this in context here, okay? In prime time, here's who's beating CNN during a war, no less, right? You remember like the first Gulf War, you ran to CNN to see what was going on. It was like a spare tire in the car. CNN is currently getting beat by, I got the ratings right here, in prime time by the Hallmark Channel, Home and Garden Television, TLC, INSP, which apparently plays reruns of old Westerns. And they're also getting beat by the History Channel, which shows primarily documentaries on World War II. So a war that happened 80 years ago is outrating the current war going on in Ukraine on CNN. So, this just shows you, why would you put 300? It's one thing if you just did kind of like a streaming thing and you didn't throw a lot of money into it and you wanted to see if it would work. That's one thing. $300 million, and it doesn't even last 3 Scaramucci's. I mean, it's incredible. And oh, by the way, Annie, I always put everything in Scaramucci language, right? And by the way, I would imagine it's especially painful for those who may have had a great job for a long time to go to this streaming endeavor, and then the endeavor is over so quickly. Mm-hmm. I mean, boy, that's got to hurt for, the type of person that had a perfect job and then left, insulted his network on the way out, and now suddenly is out of a job. I feel sorry for that person, but the name isn't quite coming to mind.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Well, maybe we'll think about it on the commercial break. Joe Concha with us right now.
Something.
Let me ask you about this though. You identified what I completely agree with, which is the hubris to understand as a business that people want more CNN. The problem here is that they don't have enough of us. Let's charge them more to get something that they can. Oh, nope, that's not working. What do you make of the new ownership, kind of the new sheriff in town, making such a quick decision to say no, this is not worth the investment? Obviously, they know that this is going to be a PR disaster to nix this so quickly. Is it possible that the American people might be getting a new CNN down the road?
Boy, I don't think so, because I look at the resume of the president that's coming in Chris Lick. And Chris's resume includes being the executive producer for Stephen Colbert. And I don't know if you've ever watched Colbert lately.
I try not to.
During the Trump year. Yeah, but you'll see clips, right?
Yes.
Or you'll see headlines around it. It is one of the more hateful, vitriolic shows you will see, like more than MSNBC type of thing. And it's supposed to be comedy. So he was the guy running that. I'm supposed to believe that he's going to go to CNN and suddenly put on a different hat and be Mr. Objective. And before that, he was with Morning Joe on MSNBC. So, okay, if that's the resume, why would I have hope that CNN's going to go back to that network that, to be honest with you, that's what made me want to get into journalism, that first Gulf War and Bernard Shaw hiding under a desk in Baghdad. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. I want to do that, right? It's not that network anymore. And you'd have to, let's put it this way. My friend Megan Kelly, I asked her, I said, what do you got to do to fix CNN? She says, fire everyone.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's a good start.
Culture.
For sure.
Right?
So Joe, we're speaking with Joe Concha right now, political columnist at The Hill. Of course, you see him on Fox News on the regular, at Joe Concha TV on Twitter. I want to one last question before we let you go, because we're sitting here in St. Louis, Missouri. It's flyover country. Everybody in flyover country knows that we're flyover country. We understand that the people on the coast, that the entertainment industry is not set up around us, and that the attention and focus is not on, just simple, average-minded people like us. That's how people paint us. I want to ask you about the CNNs of the world and the arrogance that comes behind, what people in St. Louis, Missouri are looking for, and also the attitude that Fox News has, because one of those entities seems to care a little bit more about what affects me sitting in St. Louis, Missouri, or across the river in Southwest Illinois. There's not much identification in the media these days about the majority of Americans, the population wise, that are just not in those top 3 cities.
That's the thing, right? I mean, most of the national media that you watch, particularly about politics, right? They're based in either New York or Washington. So those cities, when something like 4% of the vote went to Donald Trump in Washington, and he got something like 9% in Manhattan. And even if you are a straight-laced, down-the-middle journalist, when you get to those cities and you start working in those environments, it's hard not to drink the Kool-Aid, or you see that if you don't conform to the groupthink and what is supposed to be the right opinion, forget like right and wrong, just the approved opinion, you may be out of a job. I saw this happen with Greta Van Susteren, and I'll wrap it here. She was with Fox. Then she left and she went to MSNBC, and she tried to do, I wouldn't say Greta's right. She's certainly not left. So we'll call her right of center. And she lasted 6 months on MSNBC because she didn't conform, right? They didn't even give her a chance. So I think that's the way it works. Conform or die, it seems like, in this business. But at least, to be honest with you, if I'm just talking about myself, and I don't like to very often, you give me an issue and I just tell you exactly what's on my mind. I don't think about what's Twitter going to say about me? What are Trump supporters going to say about me? I don't care, right? I'm going to say it. If you don't like it, screw you. All right. Then change the channel. It's that simple.
Yeah.
I remember, I'll leave it with this. When Donald Trump said that Mike Pence had the ability to overturn the 2020 election, I went on Fox and I said, no, he doesn't. And if I'm misinterpreting what he said, that's fine. And the hate mail that I got was incredible. But those are the people that will watch me most, because suddenly I become unpredictable. And that's the trick, I think. Just keep them guessing.
Well, Joe, we appreciate you, and you were spot on with that assessment. And we're going to try to come up with that name on the commercial break that we couldn't figure out, because it's such a sad story.
CW11. Yeah, it is.
Joe,
what a shame.
We'll have you back soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Eddie. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. At Joe Concha TV on Twitter. Go give him a hi and a hello from the Annie Frey Show. If you don't mind, tell him you appreciate him being here, because we love having him. He's just a fiery dude. There's a lot going on there. It's like getting things off his chest, and you can tell he's just speaking.
And he's having fun doing it.
Yeah. Political columnist at The Hill, Fox News contributor, of course. We're going to take a quick break. More Annie Frey Show right around the corner. I have not mentioned the YouTube live chat poll today. Shame on me for that. Hannah's getting real irate out there because I have not talked about this yet. If you go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel right now, you can vote on this YouTube poll question. It's a little variation of what we've been asking before. Joe Biden has just announced, he's made the announcement that he is going to run again in 2024. Okay. Here's today's YouTube poll question. Who will be the 2024 Democrat presidential nominee? Biden, Harris, Michelle Obama, or someone else? Please join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel in that live chat, vote, and comment why you voted the way you did. We're going to cover that in the 2 o'clock hour when Ryan's in here and Hannah's going to come in and give us those results. We'll be back with the Annie Frey Show here in just a minute. Don't go away.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Hey, baby, I think I want to marry you.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Senator Roy Blunt. The border is a nightmare for the administration. If they would have left Trump efforts in place until they had their own policies ready to go in place, they'd have been a lot better off.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
I could list a ton of reasons why Illinois is my home, why I love the fact that Illinois is my home. Certainly, there are some other things that I've talked about from time to time, frustrations that I have. But listen, it is a fantastic place to live. And if you are residing in Illinois right now, if you're looking to move there for whatever particular reason, and you're looking to build a home, you got to check out the people at C.A. Jones. Online at cajonesinc.com. I love going onto their website and dropping down and looking at the different house plans, the different layouts that you can choose from. And when you choose a home to build at C.A. Jones, don't for a second think it's going to be a cookie cutter home that you're going to walk. You could walk into a million of those elsewhere. Of course, they're building a ton of homes on the metro side of the river, the Illinois side of the river, I should say. But the thing of it is that there are so many different options that you can use to make that house your home, unique to you and your needs, your wants. It is amazing what they can do to customize those house plans for you. They care about energy efficiency. They give you just the confidence that you need through warranties to make sure that your home is going to be built right and that you're going to love living in it for however long you are going to be there. You can learn everything you need to know about C.A. Jones online at cajonesinc.com.
Hey, St. Louis, it's Michael Mohan with Community Mortgage. The real estate market is as hot as the center of a freshly cooked toasted ravioli, making this a great time to use the equity in your home for a cash-out refinance, to upgrade your outdated kitchen, or consolidate your high-interest credit card debt, saving hundreds each month. If you're in the market to purchase a new home, don't trust your loan to an out-of-state call center or online lender. Call me. Call Michael Mohan at 314-336-6050. I want to save you money on your home purchase, refinance, or debt consolidation, and put my 20 years of local loan experience to work for you. When you call, you'll speak to me, and I will tailor a loan to fit your needs. So call 314-336-6050, 314-336-6050, or online at communitymortgagestl.com.
Community Mortgage LLC, 224-143, NMLS 250353.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding.
Whoa!
Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back. Woo-hoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Attention business owners. This is a public awareness message from the ThrottleNet cybersecurity team. The war against hackers and ransomware is underway. The only way to prevent the war from impacting your business is to speak with the ThrottleNet cybersecurity team immediately. You need to act now. The ThrottleNet cybersecurity team is prepared to protect you against cyber threats. Schedule a meeting right away by visiting throttlenet.com/cyberwar.
Rhino Shield is engineered to outlast paint, formulated to outsmart the elements. Expect more from an exterior coating with Rhino Shield. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, mold or mildew. Premium protection from whatever Mother Nature sends our way. Our home exterior coatings intelligently designed to stand up to Mother Nature. We're driven by the uncompromising commitment to coat your home in quality. Experience the Rhino Shield difference. We've been changing the expectation of exterior coatings for decades. One home, business, church, condo at a time. Maintain your architectural features. Regular paint is an expense that never ends. The decision to do vinyl will leave you with a plastic moldy box. Paint a house, shield your home. Call 877-25-RHINO, 877-25-RHINO, or 877-25rhino.com. You know what we did there. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
The National Urban League's 2022 The State of Black America report focuses on 4 tactics used to weaken American democracy and our black and brown communities. Gerrymandering, voter suppression, misinformation, and intimidation. Learn the facts now. Download the report at stateofblackamerica.org.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studios. Get in your comfort zone with a new HVAC system. Double carrier cool cash rebates for a total of $143 are available on qualifying new HVAC systems. For details, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Back in the car and back on the road. We're with you. Dependable traffic with Sue Thomas. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company. The best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
This ain't no disco. It ain't no country club either.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Sits the man next to me out of nowhere. Apropos of nothing. He says his name is William. I'm sure he's Billy or Mac or Buddy. And he's
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Exciting news. You'd probably, if you've been listening to the station throughout the day today, we've made an announcement. I get to see you. I'm super excited about this. We have not been able to do events because, obviously, of COVID, and we're really starting to research here at 97.1 FM Talk, which includes Wednesday, May 4th. And this is a free event, and I am incredibly excited to see you. So I really hope that you come out, and you got to reserve your seats and everything. They're free, but here's the information. It's an evening with the Heritage Foundation. So two of our best friends here across the station on 97.1 FM Talk, Jim Carafano and Hans von Spakovsky, are going to join. The whole crew is going to be there. So you're going to get to see Mark Cox, myself, Mark Reardon. You can knock out a lot of faces that you'd like to see, and hopefully I get to as well. Jim Carafano is the leading expert in national security and foreign policy. Hans von Spakovsky, of course, is a senior legal fellow and an authority on a wide range of issues, including civil rights, civil justice, First Amendment, immigration, the rule of law, and government reform. We have been talking with the both of them for the duration of the midday show here on 97.1, as long as I've been here since, April 23rd. I was going to say, what is the date? April 23rd, I think, is the first midday Annie Frey show. So I guess Saturday we'll have to all get together, just virtual text high five.
High five.
It will be 4 years then. This Friday will be the anniversary, I guess. I have not been able to do these types of events, and we're super excited to be able to get together. So hopefully, if you've wanted to come out and see us, I know that we are so excited to see you. You can go to 971talk.com/events and RSVP, 971talk.com/events. And soon we're going to have your chance to win an exclusive meet and greet before the event, which I am assuming involves Hans and Jim and I guess us. Is that the case?
I don't know about us, but I mean, yeah, I'll stand in there if you want to meet me.
Ryan Wiggins will definitely be in there.
Oh,
Excited
yeah,
to meet you, like when he commandeered the parade at Disney World.
Yeah. And he'll be like waving you in the door.
In a line to come meet him.
Yeah.
He'll have his own table set up.
Don't worry about him. Come see me.
Here's the station, and then here's like this entire extravagant setup for Wiggins America, just from 6 to 8 a.m. on Saturdays.
That he financed himself, that he got all the props from a flea market.
Yep. That'll all be there. We'll all be there. I'm really excited about this. It's Wednesday, May 4th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Elks Lodge in O'Fallon, Missouri. Of course, I'm coming from Illinois, and I'm going to be able to make it there, so you can too. So don't let the distance, if O'Fallon is pretty much in the heart of a lot of where our listeners are located. But for those who have to make a little bit of a hike, please consider doing so, because I'll be doing it. Brad will be doing it. You're going O'Fallon to O'Fallon.
Yep. O'Fallon to Mo'Fallon.
Yes. How long is that drive? Is it an hour?
Right at an hour.
Think about all the places you could go if you had an hour to drive.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Yeah. I mean, Illinoisans are used to it.
Mm-hmm.
If there's an event, generally speaking, and you're from Illinois, you're just used to having to drive. So hopefully you'll come out and join us on Wednesday, May 4th, 7 to 9 p.m. at the Elks Lodge in O'Fallon, Missouri. RSVP at 971talk.com/events. I would assume that there is a limited capacity and it is free. So please get in there. And I would like to have a ton of Annie Frey Show listeners there, because I have never had a station event for the show.
Right. Not just a plurality, but a majority of Annie Frey.
I mean, we're not going to verify you. No. I'm just going to assume.
Yeah. And you don't have to be just Annie Frey Show listeners.
No.
It's just when you show up.
We want you to listen to this station the whole day.
Yes.
The whole freaking day.
But when you go into the Hall of Fame, we want you to wear our hat.
Yes. We only have one hat, so we're going to have to pass it around. Hey, Hannah, we need that hat back. For
pictures.
It's like we've gone from COVID, where we can't stand 6 feet next to each other, to where we're going to have you want to wear the Annie Frey Show hat? Well, you're going to have to get in line here. It's like True Social. You can be number 2,603 in line to wear the Annie Frey Show hat. Gross. Not good. 971talk.com/events. On the Annie Frey YouTube channel right now, I would love to get your vote in here on this YouTube poll. Who will be the 2024 Democrat presidential nominee? Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Michelle Obama, or someone else? And certainly love to have your comments, but if you think it's going to be someone else, Tell us who you think it's going to be. Do you have a definitive thought on this? You don't have to tell me what it is right now.
I do.
You do have a definitive
Yes.
thought? I have a definitive thought on this for sure. And, we talk about to Trump or no. Well, I think to Trump or no has a lot to do with what the Democrats do.
Mm-hmm.
So 2016 was absolutely a presidential election where people voted against somebody. People were willing to roll the dice on Donald Trump because he was not a known factor at all. And Hillary Clinton was as known of a factor as you could possibly be. So is it, if you weren't 100%, you knew what you were getting with Hillary Clinton.
That was 1,000% the reason I voted for Donald Trump.
Yes.
Because I knew who I was getting.
Yes. And it was like, I know that I don't want Hillary Clinton nominating Supreme Court justices. I know that for a fact. Whoever he nominates, if it's like Geraldo or somebody else from Celebrity Apprentice, let's make it happen. If at worst, he's nominating people who are like fringe types of people who maybe the Senate wouldn't approve.
Right.
At best, he actually represents the Constitution in his nominations. And so people voted in 2016 against Hillary Clinton. In 2020, they voted against Donald Trump and Joe Biden. There you have it. Who will be the nominee for the Democrats in the 2024 election? Will it be Joe Biden, Kamala Harris? Will it be Michelle Obama? Or will it be somebody else? You can go on the Andy Frey YouTube channel right now, find the live video. We're broadcasting this show right now. And in the live chat, you can cast your vote, make your comment. Ryan Wiggins coming back in studio. Hannah will be in with us later as well. Don't go anywhere. Back in a minute.
Looking to sell your house without all the hassle and pricey repair costs? Great! Because Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis loves buying fix-up homes in any condition, as is, no fees and no commissions. Call 314-782-8000, and Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis will give you a cash offer right now. No strings attached. We buy inherited houses, divorce houses, trashed houses, even those my tenant won't pay rent houses. Call Chris at 314-782-8000 and find out how easy it is to work with us. That's 314-782-8000. Do you think your home will be difficult to sell? Easy. Our team will provide you with personal guidance through our short and simple process to turn your house into a pile of gold. Just call Chris at 314-782-8000. 314-782-8000. That's 314-782-8000. And let Chris worry about everything.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
This is a great time of the year to upgrade the energy efficiency in your home with my friends at Window World. Mark Cox here to tell you more about my experience with Window World. They replaced a couple of windows at my house. They were just panes of glass. We wanted to be able to get some airflow into the master bathroom. They came out, they gave us a free estimate, and then had the windows at seams installed in no time. Very professional, lifetime warranty I get, and you get an extra double strength glass on their replacement windows that's not common. So you're getting a great price, simply the best for less. They do front entry doors, rear entry doors if you're looking to replace that back door or sliding glass door in your home. They've got a great selection at Window World. They're also right now offering 18 months, same as cash financing, of course, with approved credit. The preferred window of the St. Louis Blues. 314-993-1800, windowworld.com.
If you own a business or you're a key decision maker, how'd you like to meet a bunch of new prospects that could use your product or service all in one day? Block off May 3rd on your calendar and grab your business cards and samples because the St. Louis Business Expo is on at the St. Charles Convention Center. This is where the deals get done. In fact, one recent exhibitor snagged $1 million contract at this event. The St. Louis Business Expo, the largest B2B trade show in Missouri. May 3rd, free to attend, but you gotta RSVP first at stlexpo.com. stlexpo.com.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group. 97.1 FM Talk.
An Odyssey station.
Additional assistance for Ukraine. I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. President Biden today announcing an additional $800 million in U.S. aid to Ukraine, including the shipment of artillery, ammunition, and drones. The president also calling on Russian President Vladimir Putin to open areas of safe passage in Mariupol and other cities.
He should allow humanitarian corridors to let people on that steel mill and other places that are buried under rubble to get out.
The president today announcing new restrictions targeting Russia, banning Russian ships from docking at any U.S. port.
That means no ship that sails under the Russian flag or that is owned or operated by a Russian interest will be allowed to dock in the United States port or access our shores. None.
The president also saying Ukrainians in Europe seeking refuge in the U.S. will now have an easier path to make that trip. The Department of Homeland Security is extending COVID-19 vaccine requirements for foreign visitors.
Non-U.S. travelers will need to continue showing proof of COVID vaccinations to enter land and ferry terminals from Canada and Mexico. The Department of Homeland Security is extending Title 19 requirements for both essential and non-essential travel in consultation with the CDC. The vaccine requirements do not apply to U.S. citizens, U.S. nationals, or lawful permanent residents.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. 13 sexual assault victims of Larry Nassar are seeking $10 million each from the FBI, claiming a bungled investigation by agents led to more abuse by the sports doctor. The Justice Department's Inspector General concluded last year that the FBI made fundamental errors when it became aware of allegations against Nassar. He was a Michigan State University sports doctor as well as a doctor at USA Gymnastics. He's serving decades in prison for assaulting female athletes, including medal-winning Olympic gymnasts. America's listening to Fox News.
I tend to second-guess dinners with friends because they're often interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit Creon.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON.com.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Bit of a changeable sky this afternoon with a mix of clouds and sunshine. It's warmer. It's a little more humid. And as a result, I'll keep a couple of spot thunderstorms here and there. 72 for the high. Tonight, clouds, couple of showers. Could be a rumble of thunder, a flash of lightning, 59. Friday, partly sunny, windy, warm, and humid. A couple of spot thunderstorms, 83. Saturday, dry, 82, but really wet on Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Come hang out with all of us at 97.1 May 4th.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
And so will I.
Along with some of the top thought leaders in the nation.
Hans von Smirkowski from the Heritage Foundation. Looking forward to it.
This is Jim Carafano, and we are coming to see you in 97.1 Land.
It's a full 97.1 event, along with Heritage, and you're invited. May 4th at 7 at the Elks Lodge in O'Fallon, Missouri. It's all free. Get all the details at 971talk.com.
Diamonds are April's birthstone, but any time is a good time for diamonds. And when you give the gift of diamonds, it's truly a thrill. Visit Shane Company for stunning gifts. Find jewelry that's so exquisite and beautiful, it'll take her breath away. We've designed gorgeous styles in every price range, including diamond earrings, necklaces, rings, and bracelets. Our diamonds are natural, and since no two are alike, your piece will be one of a kind, a symbol as unique as she is. Shane Company jewelry is crafted to the highest standards, set with diamonds we hand-select for beauty and hand-match for consistency. In fact, we make our jewelry with such care, we're able to offer a free lifetime warranty. Come in and chat with our friendly and knowledgeable team of non-commissioned jewelry consultants. We'll make it fun to find a diamond gift, something solely for her enjoyment that will last forever.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, talks about timeshare cancellation.
If I could help everybody that has been lied to when buying a timeshare, I would. But the honest truth is I can't. And those that are telling you that they can without knowing the specifics of your timeshare, well, they're lying too. But if you were misled when buying a timeshare, if you were told your timeshare was a great investment or your maintenance fees would never go up, I might be able to help. 10 years ago, I was sued for millions of dollars by a timeshare giant in federal court with everything to lose. My home, my money, my kids' future. But I fought. I won because I fought for what was right, helping folks that have been lied to cancel their timeshare. Unfortunately, we can't help everyone, but I guarantee you if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare contract or you'll pay nothing.
Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-656-1155. 800-656-1155. 800-656-1155.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
Hi, this is Ken and Lori Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals. If you're retiring soon, join us Saturday at 9:30 a.m. for your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Worried about what you're breathing in? With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
Join Odyssey and find your one thing as we count down to Earth Day. Leave CFLs on if you will be out of the room for less than 15 minutes to maximize bulb life. Otherwise, turn it off. One Thing is brought to you by Imperfect Foods. Get more sustainable groceries at imperfectfoods.com today.
You can ask your smart speaker to play 97.1 FM Talk and stay connected to everything happening in the world, the country, and the community. It's all through the new Odyssey app. 97.1 FM Talk. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by The Loading Dock. River views, outdoor dining, live music, and overnight accommodations. The Loading Dock on the river in Grafton, Illinois.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. I want to talk about this masked singer thing, but before we out anything, are we in spoiler territory for people who maybe have this DVR'd and haven't watched it yet?
I don't know.
Maybe, but I think if we say spoiler warning, that's good enough.
That's good enough. Because if you're going to watch it, then just go away.
If you've...
Thanks, Ryan.
So
stop listening now.
Yeah. Look, it's what is it? The Masked Singer?
Yeah.
If you're DVRing the Masked Singer,
you're probably not listening to our show anyway.
If I'm watching,
yeah.
No, that's not true. I find the Masked Singer to be incredibly compelling, but I just don't have enough time.
But you don't DVR it, right?
If I'm gonna, absolutely. No, I don't. But if I were gonna watch it, that's the only way I could watch it.
Okay, that's fair.
The thought of sitting down to watch something when it happens is awful to me. Like, the only thing that I will do that for is sports.
Yes.
And if I'm watching, so my husband is a big Notre Dame football fan, and he will often DVR the football game because it's not reasonable to think that he's going to have 3:00 on a Saturday just free for him to sit down and watch, or 7:00 on a Saturday. So he DVRs it, and we don't say anything about it. or tip them off to what happens. But I don't sit down and watch the sporting event and go, like, just give into it when I know that the score is out there. I just want to know what happened.
You know what my parents have started doing? I think it's great. A lot of people probably do this. They DVR the game, and then they won't start watching until about an hour into the game.
Because then you get to kill. You actually get your life back for at least 20 minutes.
Well, yeah,
if you're delaying it by an hour.
Yeah, you're probably saving over the span of, let's say it's a 2.5, 3 hour hockey. Dude, hockey games last that long? Are they? They're not 3 hours, are they?
No.
Are all the non-hockey fans whining and moaning about it being too long, like they do in baseball?
I don't know, but if you don't do it to baseball, baseball seems like the sport you should do that to.
Hey, Joe Concha's on Fox News right now.
Hey, Joe.
He had to do our show first.
Yeah.
Did you hear the Joe Concha
Yeah, I
interview?
did. It was great.
It was really good. If you are listening on the Odyssey app and you didn't get to hear Joe Concha at 1:25, or if you just want to subscribe to the Andy Frey Show podcast and you missed it, that is a quick listen and well worth it. He called out Chris Wallace, but without saying his name.
I know. You know, it sounded like in that clip that you played going into Wiggins America that Brian Kilmeade was doing that.
I never really got into that because we were so short on time. This is Kilmeade right before this show started.
They have the same people that are getting mediocre, if terrible ratings on CNN Plus. So no one thought this out. So I wonder how Chris Wallace feels.
There.
I would love to be a fly on the wall when he's hearing this news.
He was their big get.
And then they went right into the next thing. That was it. We were getting ready for the show. It was like 11 or 11:55. And we were kind of listening to it. And I said to Brett, I go, did he just call out Chris Wallace about the CNN Plus? He's like, I don't know. I think he did. So I ran out there and Hannah pulled it for us. But Chris Wallace was on Thursdays on Brian Kilmeade's show because he was on Mark Cox's show in the morning, and it's just the way the schedules were set up, and you can't ask Chris Wallace to be like, hey, we want you to do Tuesdays. Chris Wallace is going to say no. So if you got him on Thursdays and you want to have Chris Wallace on your show, you keep doing it at that time. And it was always back to back. There's a lot of Chris Wallace on 97.1 in that amount of time.
Those were fun, listening to Mark do it and then listening to Brian do it. Because Mark, they're obviously pretty politically different. And so when they would talk, there was always this undercurrent to everything they were saying that they're trying to be friends, but they were making different points to each other live on the air.
They'd be fun in a slap fight.
Yes, it was fun to listen. I love those segments for that reason. Okay, so then you tune in to Brian Kilmeade. They sound like they're really good friends. And if you ever listen to, they do big opens to Chris Wallace that were actually very funny.
Yes.
And they got bigger and bigger and bigger over the last couple of years.
Chris Wallace seemed honestly agitated.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like they were bothering him just enough that it was funny.
Which is why Kilmeade continued to do it.
Yeah.
And you would assume that their relationship allowed it.
Exactly. And so to hear him say that, I wonder if he left on decent terms with everybody at Fox, or if it was like, oh, you betrayed us, or what?
He trashed Fox News out the door.
He kind of did, didn't he?
It was like, he basically said, if not verbatim, that it was insufferable.
Yeah, he did.
If you're at Fox News, I mean, imagine this, being at a network where people leave and then they trash it on their way out. And you're still sitting at this network and you're still realizing your network is the best network in town. And obviously all the ratings are coming to your network, and the people who chose to up and leave are struggling in that capacity.
Yeah. And it's got to be a little bit of sour pudding when you're, that's not even a phrase. I just made it up.
Sour pudding.
Say,
when
have you ever had sour pudding?
You leave and
if anybody's had sour pudding, if anybody looked at their pudding and was like, ooh, this is a little past the expiration date. I'm going to try it.
Here's a little piece of advice.
It's Ryan Wiggins.
To anybody listening, you throw pudding into something that sounds like a saying and people just assume it's a saying. So if you go, man, who put the pearls in your pudding? That sounds like a saying. Nobody's ever heard it before, but nobody's going to call you on it.
In my pudding, I don't even have pudding.
See,
I'll get pudding so you can put pearls in them.
I don't know what it means. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? I have no idea.
So we're going to talk about The Masked Singer.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Coming back around.
It's just too. I can't not talk about this.
Right now, here to perform Unmasked. Oh my goodness! Once and for all, the artist formerly known as the Jack in the Box. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Rudy Giuliani.
What? So naturally, we go into Bad to the Bone.
Before I met you,
And I'm done.
I break 1,000 more, baby. Before I am through, I want to be yours, pretty baby. Yours and yours alone. I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone. Bad to the bone.
He's just talking.
Bad, real bad, very bad. All right.
So
Wow.
one of the judges is it Kim Jong?
Ken Jong.
Ken Jong walked off the stage. I don't know that he walked off because it was Rudy Giuliani. I think he walked off because it was so bad. It's like, this is horrible. I can't subject myself to this anymore. But anyway, when you watch this, you see who sings, you know, you want it. What's the song?
Robin Thicke.
Robin Thicke. Thank you. This is a very attractive man, by the way.
I agree.
I was just thinking that Jenny McCarthy was really attractive.
She also is a very attractive person.
Wait, is Jenny McCarthy on that show?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Just making
her-
sure. I was like, what's the reference there?
Just to
You know who else is really
Hey,
hot?
let's just list attractive people. And Ken Jeong is on that show as well as a judge. And when he starts performing, when Rudy Giuliani starts performing, because basically the way the show works is the masked performers, you never know who they are, and when they're unmasked, it's a big reveal. And the story of the show is that those judges are constantly trying to guess who the person is that is. And they've had very high profile people on there. They've had singers that might have been huge in the 90s, but where have they been? You don't know. Maybe they just went about living normal lives. Politicians, obviously, just all over the spectrum of famous people who you didn't know who could sing. Larry the Cable Guy was one of them, and he is a very good, talented singer. I think he might even be like classically trained. But Larry the Cable Guy was very talented. But when you hear this person singing, they have a magnificent voice and they unmask and it's Larry the Cable Guy, it's pretty shocking. I think the concept is great. I just don't have time for it in my life right now.
Actually, just on hearing Rudy Giuliani, I kind of think the show sounds cooler now.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's, good idea or bad idea for Rudy Giuliani?
Good idea. Excellent idea.
Why?
He needs the PR. He needs people
Here, let me just, play this for you again so that you
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Rudy Giuliani. All right. I broke 1,000 hearts before I met you.
I'm done. And I'm done right there is where Ken Jeong shakes his head and he walks off stage.
So he probably didn't know it was Rudy Giuliani then.
They don't know.
Okay.
No. And he was like, when you watch the video of it, when I was pulling the audio, he was visibly upset.
Visibly shaking.
Like
triggered.
mad that he was listening to that?
That he was in the presence of Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah.
Like, how dare
Oh.
they?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
so he was mad after they took the mask off.
He was like, I can't believe, and his arms were crossed and just stern, and he wasn't his usual.
That's the kind of crap that we deal with in society all the time now. Get over yourself. Just because you don't like somebody. Like,
just laugh.
Just laugh. No, I'm sure he's going to go do interviews today about how what he just contributed to was the fall of democracy or something. It's crazy
What
how
did Rudy
hyperbolic it is.
Giuliani do to him?
Personally, I guess I'd have to ask Ken. But
In any capacity, what has Rudy Giuliani done to anyone? I mean, you could talk about his job as mayor in New York City. That went well. And, as Donald Trump's lawyer, I understand that you could be a bit bent out of shape about that. But if you don't like it, you can sit there and not be like, yeah, Rudy, you're the best. It's awesome. You better. Like Jenny McCarthy and who's the other female who's on there?
I don't know. I don't recognize her.
Nicole Scherzinger.
Is she like one of the Pussycat Dolls or
Yeah, I
something
think
like
so.
that?
But they were like dancing just like it was anybody else. And I thought, good for them. And Robin Thicke you could tell he was like, whoa, guys. Wow. Like you could see on his face that he was visibly going, this is a moment on this show. Like you guys chose to put Rudy Giuliani on here. And he just looked shocked and he was like, all right, okay.
you know what Rudy should have done is just had dark hair dye dripping down his face.
I noticed
everywhere.
that his hair was not dark.
Oh, yeah?
Because there's the masks, the costumes that they wear are famously
hot,
horrifically hot
Yeah.
inside.
Oh, they gotta be. I mean, even if you're wearing a fully breathable anything under those lights and moving around, you're gonna be really hot in there. But that kind of stuff is what drives me crazy. That's the stuff that makes people go, oh, I can't associate with certain people because then other people won't associate with me. when let's say it's you up there and you're a judge on The Masked Singer, and they remove the mask and it's Mark Elias or somebody who worked for Hillary Clinton, whoever.
I'd be like, who?
Yeah. John Podesta.
John Podesta.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Somebody
was
like
thinking
that.
like Valerie Jarrett or, just some of these other people who are high level inside access to the Obama administration. And if people knew, it's the presumed assumption that all of those people up there are going to be disgusted by Rudy Giuliani. Like, to me, if you were indifferent, I was like, oh, wow, look at you. Good for you.
Exactly.
Good for you. You didn't give him the finger.
You must be a conservative because you're still sitting down and having fun.
Did you hear that Robin Thicke loves Donald Trump?
Yeah, right.
But is that what Ken Jeong is walking off the set to make sure that nobody says that about him?
I think that's a very good possibility.
And you know who we're not talking about is Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon's the host. He's the one that was making.
He was kind of like, wow. Yeah. What was your assessment of that?
I thought that he was just, surprised, but he handled it professionally. I was impressed.
Yeah.
You can let on that you disagree with somebody's politics or what they've done or whatever.
Yes,
Exactly. Without being a total jerk.
That's the whole point. We've reached it. Thank you, Masked Singer.
No, thank you, Annie, because the Masked Singer didn't get there, but we just did.
We did.
We did, Annie.
We did. Yay, us. Oh, I am going to be working on something on the break that you are going to want to see on the Annie Frey Show Facebook page. Ryan has outdone himself.
It was at your suggestion. I'll give you credit for it. But I did do it.
You did do it. You actually didn't even waffle on the idea. You were like, how can we make this better?
Yeah, I just dropped to the floor.
Like literally multiple times.
Mm-hmm. I was like, boom, splits.
This is one of those things that, knowing the context of what I'm talking about, if I went back and listened to it and didn't have the context on it, I'd be like, whoa. That sounded terrible.
Yeah, is it a good tease or a bad tease? We'll know based on whether or not you stick around through the break.
Annie Frey Show Facebook page. As soon as I get it done, it's going to go up there. I'll share it on the live chat. Also, you can go vote on the YouTube live chat poll right now. Who will be the 2024 Democrat presidential nominee? Let's talk about it when we come back. The options that I have given you: Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Michelle Obama, or somebody else. And if you think someone else, comment who you think it will be. YouTube live chat poll on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. We'll be back in a minute.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
I choose my nails and I quit on my thumb. I'm real nervous, but it sure is fun. Oh, baby, drive me crazy. Goodness gracious, great balls.
Jim Carafano and Hans von Spakovsky from Heritage Foundation are joining all of us at 97.1 FM Talk on May 4th, and you're invited.
It's a full 97.1 event along with Heritage.
May 4th, just RSVP at 971talk.com. If you are looking to sell your home on the Illinois side of the river, look no further than Jen Teskey of RE/MAX Alliance. I love Jen. She is full of fire, and she has like an excitement for meeting you, and she doesn't even know you yet. You just kind of got to know her to understand what I'm talking about. Her team at RE/MAX Alliance, the Jen Teskey team, is just, they're second to none. If you are looking to sell your house for top dollar, if you're looking to sell your house for top dollar, but you're not going to be looking to put it on the market until maybe the end of the year, reach out to Jen Teskey and get connected with her now, because she will help you set your home up for maximum success later on. Obviously, everybody's not looking to sell their home right now, but if it's in the future, you need to have that advice, that straight truth that you're going to get from Jen Teskey to get the most success. And when you reach out to her, you're quickly going to understand why she has had so much success selling homes on the Illinois side of the river. If you're looking to buy a home too, she's the best. 618-541-1010. You can call her. You can text her right now as well to get the conversation started. Find her on your phone at 618-541-1010.
Find podcasts for your passions on Odyssey.
Like the documentary series Love Thy Neighbor about the 1991 Crown Heights riots.
It was an accident which other people used as an excuse to murder one member of our community.
Or The 11th.
Bringing you true, unexpected stories.
And experience the new podcast movie thriller Ghostwriter.
Starring Kate Mara and Adam Scott.
Maybe it's not a whodunit. If we know who the killer is all along, the real mystery is why.
Find all the podcasts that matter to you in a universe of audio.
Odyssey.
Hey guys, it's the new year. Are you still struggling with erectile dysfunction? I've yet to meet anyone that enjoys timing those intimate moments around a pill. Well, Now you don't have to. The advanced wave technology at Pineview Medical has been shown by Cambridge University and the Cleveland Clinic to restore and even regrow blood vessels. It can improve circulation and eliminate erectile dysfunction. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED, call us in the next 2 minutes and you'll receive a consultation, assessment, and blood flow ultrasound free, plus a special gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. You're going to love that. Trust me. This is a $600 value, free to callers now. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Guys, get rid of your ED and get that spark back. Call Pineview Medical now to qualify. 314-530-7777.
Is your roof full of ugly algae black stains? Just one roof restore treatment from Frederick Roofing, and you've got a clean, beautiful-looking roof for a small investment. If it has anything to do with roofing, you need to call Frederick Roofing at 645-2000. 645-2000.
Frederick Roofing, 645-2000.
What is it that's made Frederick Roofing the #1 choice for more than 80,000 St. Louis roofing customers? Is it Frederick's passion for customer satisfaction? Is it Frederick's own expert, licensed, and insured crews? Is it Frederick's ability to always provide an immaculate cleanup when the job is complete? It's all of those things and more. Frederick Roofing, the smart call to make for your commercial and or residential roof.
For a hole in your roof or a whole new roof. Frederick Roofing. Frederick Roofing, 645-2000. Frederick Roofing, 645-2000.
Have you been waiting for the perfect time to get your Missouri medical marijuana card? Today is the day at 420id.com. Dispensaries are open and inventory is in. 420id.com is a BBB accredited business with over 16,000 happy Missouri patients. If we can't approve you, you pay nothing at 420id.com. Open late every day until 9 p.m. Sign up for your Missouri medical marijuana card now at 420id.com and use promo code RADIO for $30 off today.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
When you grow up, live like a good boy oughta. And your mama takes a shot at football, son. Something different. All the girls that seem to like you. 'Cause you're handsome, like to talk and a whole lot of fun.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Great time right now to go to the Annie Frey Show Facebook page and to see what we just posted. A little bit of a who did it best. And we'd love to get your comments there.
Oh, is it up?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to share it to the live chat here. If you're watching us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel or Facebook or Twitter or Twitch and voting on that YouTube poll, which we're going to talk about here, you could give us a comment on that Facebook page and tell us who did it best. I'll just give you this little hint. You're going to vote for Molly, my 10.5-month-old baby, or Ryan.
Oh, boy.
Vote for Ryan, please. Molly won't even know. Ryan will know.
Molly knows.
She doesn't know. You're being crazy.
Ryan, people are commenting, calling me beanbag still today.
That's unfortunate because you're boop. Let's compromise.
Will you explain what you're talking about?
Okay, so I think Hannah needs a nickname. And so I decided at the moment that I decided that she needed a nickname, that nickname would be Boop.
And
then I came back in here and I told everybody, guess what we're calling Hannah now? We're calling her Boop. And everybody said, no, actually, we're calling her Beanbag.
No, that's not how it went.
Well, then you explain the beanbag part because that's the Boop part.
I texted Brad something about over my vacation and asked a question. And I used Hannah's name because I was talking about something that they had done in the show and wanted to know more about it. And I texted Hannah, but when I wrote Hannah, it autocorrected to Beanbag.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wait, I meant Hannah.
So did you decide yet?
Is it Hannah's decision?
Yeah, it's Hannah's decision.
Well, I don't think that's how nicknames work.
You're right. That's not how they work.
It's not, but we're delegating it to you. nicknames can be whatever we want them to be, but we figured you would like to have a say in this.
I don't have a say. I do
you
have
see?
a say in this
Okay.
Facebook
Fantastic.
thing.
If
I
you-
don't. It's pretty close. I mean, he even got the hand placement right on the leg.
I haven't seen it yet, so
It's on the
looking.
live stream.
I'm looking.
Doug from YouTube says he picks Molly.
Thank you, Doug.
So you're losing so far,
So
Ryan.
does Ron. Let's talk about the YouTube live chat poll. What people are going to the live stream. You can see this image on the live stream or on the Andy Frey Show Facebook page.
That is something else.
haven't seen it.
YouTube live chat poll. Who will be the 2024 Democrat presidential nominee?
It just popped up.
I just
didn't it?
saw it. Yeah, get on Annie's Facebook page.
That's funny. This all happened in the span of about 2 minutes.
Yeah, we were getting ready to go on. And you're like, hey, let's go do this.
Who will be the 2024 Democrat presidential nominee? Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Michelle Obama, someone else. Ryan, do you have a definitive thought on this question?
I do, and it's that it won't be Biden. So if I had to pick between somebody else and Kamala, though, I would actually pick Kamala at this point.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I may be the only one in the room that does, or even on the poll. I don't know what the results are right now, but I think if I had to put money on it, because there's so many different outcomes that could happen between now and 2023/4 when they have to decide who the nominee is, my bet would be that Joe doesn't finish this term, Kamala finishes it, therefore she's the presumptive nominee.
I did this poll a little bit as a modification of our probably going to be weekly poll. Will Biden finish his term? And I was thinking about making that the poll today. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to modify it a little bit. And in a second, I'm going to go to Hannah. You can read us some of what people are saying, and we'll get to the final results in the next segment. Brad, you said you had a definitive thought
I
on
do.
it.
I think it's going to be Joe Biden. I think he's an empty vessel, and the people at the top pulling the strings like having an empty vessel that they can steer in whatever direction they want.
This is
and
the
they just-
system that works.
They just feed him ice cream and put him to bed.
Ryan's going to want this job.
Hey.
Yeah, we got to be president and get ice cream all day.
Best gig in the world.
No kidding.
You know, I think he thinks he's in charge. He's not in charge, in my opinion. And I think that the people who are in charge like it that way. And they would want it again.
Do you
for
want to
4 more
estimate
years.
who is in charge?
No, because I don't know who it would be.
I think that's by design, Brad.
Right. But I don't think it's like the Obamas or anything like that, because what he's doing is far way different than what their administration was.
Can I put an addendum on that? Because I've said that in the past that I do think the Obamas are involved. It's not that I think that they're like, we're going to pull the puppet strings on our old vice president, get him elected. I think that it's because he's in there now, and because it's basically Obama's entire staff, they probably just know, well, this guy knows what he's talking about. So Obama's an easy guy to go to on a lot of this stuff. And he may be doing more than we think he is. Simply by default, he's right there in DC, and these are all his people.
I think it's his upper level cabinet. No,
I do too.
They might be Obama people, but I don't think they're turning to Obama for advice, because there's no way. Like I saw Jen Psaki saying that, you know, teachers should talk to their kids about gender identity. There's no way. Barack Obama and his machine were way too savvy politically for that sort of thing. They would look at this and say, nope, this is a losing issue and we're not going to do it. And this group is more idealistic and they're going for it.
Real quick on another issue, Doug says, Hannah, you are so priceless and amazing that you don't need a nickname. Wiggins is jealous of your potential. Anyway, so
That's not false. That's true. I don't disagree with that. We're not stirring up
you're
dissension.
envious of her potential?
Yes. Clearly.
Is it because she's half your age?
Yeah, she got her whole future ahead of her. She's already where I'm currently at.
Glad we're laughing about this.
Yeah, it's a terrible.
Ryan's
Well,
gonna go
look
in
what's
his office
ahead,
and
Hannah.
cry.
Look what's ahead. This.
The posing as Molly out in the middle of the office.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be
hopefully.
a great idea.
We all saw that.
So, you know, here's a question. If Biden is the vessel, Brad, that you suggest that he is, I think when people talk about the Obamas pulling the strings or whatever, that would be offense. To me, the Biden presidency is strictly defense.
Yes. In action, yes. But I got too many questions about 2020 for it to be purely defense. So in action, though, everything they do is a knee-jerk response to anything happening.
Well,
at
what
the
do you mean
moment.
by questions about 2020?
Well, if they were able to pull off words that I'm not going to use on YouTube, then that was offense for sure. And that was a lot of offense.
Well, it was offense. I mean, the idea of Joe Biden being the president, you don't pick Joe Biden to be the empty vessel president if you want to go on the offense. Joe Biden can't be the ideal candidate for the Democratic Party. Like when I think about ideal candidate for the Republicans to put in the presidency that says this is the person that embodies the constitutional conservative approach that I, as a conservative Republican, want to see, it's Ron DeSantis. Like he is, like we've got somebody. We have a person out there who could go in, who is a proven record. I mean, seriously, go look at this guy's resume. Before he was the governor, look at all of the things that he has done, the way he served his country, the way he's represented conservative ideals. Like we have the guy. The Democrats don't.
I want to push back on that a little bit because I think that they looked at Joe Biden as, like I said, he's an empty vessel. He's a suit. He's a disguise. He's something that the real progressive wing of the Democratic Party can wear to make themselves seem more palatable to the more moderate, more centrist part of the Democratic Party. So I thought they said, hey, look, we can get this guy elected and we can steer him whichever way we want, but people are going to vote for him because they think that he's good old Joe from, the Biden presidency, and they see him as palatable. They see him as a return to normalcy and a normal president. And then they said, but let's put these policies in place because these things that he's pushing, these policies that he's got is nothing he's ever advocated for before in his life.
So those, I understand what you're saying, and I don't really disagree with it,
Like
except for the fact that I think that those people's plan A is Bernie Sanders, and he's not electable. He's not going to get the swath of votes that he's going to need to get elected. So plan B is
deception.
Yes. So to me, that's not the Ron DeSantis thing that conservatives on the whole are going to pretty much agree with. I mean, the Donald Trump question does complicate the issue per se, but it's not about yes DeSantis or no DeSantis. It's the question is when DeSantis.
Yeah, I think, and what like the Republican comparison to Joe Biden would be if somehow they had some deep dirt on John Kasich and they were like, you know what we're going to do though is elect John Kasich and then we're going to something like that is I think what you're saying.
Yes.
Because I think as far as, just the sort of the buzz is that he's been in office and DC for so long that people just have dirt on him. And so why not elect a guy that you can do whatever you want with because he's going to play the game?
The YouTube live chat poll, who will be the 2024 Democrat presidential nominee? Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Michelle Obama, or someone else? Hannah, what are people you can still go vote on it. We're going to get the results here at the next segment. But right now, Hannah, what are people saying?
People are saying that, let's see. John from Facebook, he commented various things, but one of the things he said is that the Democratic Party will probably run Hillary because she will demand it's her return to destroy our country.
Jacob
from
little
YouTube,
editorial in there, but that's fine. That's what this is.
YouTube says, or Jacob from YouTube says, I don't think anyone who has ever been associated with Biden will be able to win the Democratic vote next election.
Did you see the Bernie news, by the way, since you mentioned Bernie?
He said he's not ruling out a run in 2024. However, that would be absent a Joe Biden run.
Right.
Isn't that the summation of it?
That's it.
That's what some people are commenting, Bernie. James from YouTube says it's possible that Barack could reappear.
It's not possible that Barack could reappear. That's not constitutionally possible.
Well,
I think
wrong comment.
I think we
delete that one.
No, I think it's what you have right now. This is the iteration of that you can have.
This is Obama 3.0.
Yes.
I thought this comment was interesting. Vicky,
It's more like 0.5.
Yeah, we're backwards.
Vicky from YouTube
Kind of like it.
You're so progressive, you came back around the other side.
It's like diet Obama. Just close to the same, but not quite. Aspartame. What was that? Sorry, go ahead.
Vicky from YouTube commented, I want someone younger than 60. No more people in their late 60s, 70s, and 80s.
You agree with that?
Yeah, I do. Like,
I don't think late 60s is bad.
I think more so, I don't want I don't want another Joe Biden. I don't want another guy who's being led around in a bunny suit or
By a bunny suit.
I don't want that anymore. So I think someone young.
I think there's a
good.
real thought right now about putting an age. You have an age limit you have to be 35 in order to be the president. Should there be a cap? I don't really. I wish we didn't have to have the discussion about having a cap, because Donald Trump, at his age, they're close to the same age. It is completely not comparable. And to me, to say that you're in your mid to late 70s, that you're automatically ruled out from being cognitively aware and with the ability to do the things you need to do, I don't really think that that's a blanket statement. But we should have, again, going back to what I was saying before, we have been so much in the business of voting against people that it's just doesn't matter if it was Joe Biden. It could be anybody. If it wasn't Trump, for a lot of those people, they'd have voted for him.
Yeah, it's hard for me to have an opinion on the age gap because, like you said, Trump and Biden are so different from one another, but their ages really aren't that far apart.
Bernie and Biden are so different, and they're even closer in age than
Bernie
Trump.
Sanders doesn't seem like
exactly.
he completely knows what I think he's pretty.
Yeah.
But it's, he's there.
And that's why you have the 25th Amendment, right? Is if something like this were to happen, you could remove. I mean, the mechanisms are all there.
What was the purpose of it?
That's also the purpose of an election. If people look at him and go, I don't know if I trust that guy. Usually you don't vote for him. Usually you don't get 81 million votes.
What happened in 2020?
Michael from Facebook says that he thinks the president nominee will be Michelle Obama, Oprah, or Anderson Cooper.
Whoa.
Yikes.
Well, all those
Yikes.
CNN people are going to need jobs. So
yeah,
I was out in the kitchen before we go to a break here. I was out in the kitchen and CNN was on out there, and it had Biden up there talking about Russia, and it quoted him, Biden, walk softly and carry a big javelin.
Okay.
Which is interesting because he's been in the plagiarism world. He changed some stuff there. So he's learned his lesson.
He's no Teddy Roosevelt.
All right, let's get your results on the YouTube live chat poll, the Annie Frey YouTube channel. When we come back, a reminder, you can stream 97.1 FM Talk on the Odyssey app anytime, anywhere, which means while you're listening to the Annie Frey Show and we hand it over to the Mark Reardon Show starting at 3 o'clock, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to do anything. You take 97.1 FM Talk with you everywhere you go. YouTube live chat results in a minute. Don't go away.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie. The Mark Cox Morning Show.
Students will watch pornographic films together as part of the class and discuss sexualization of race, class, and gender.
Some people just take it so they can find easy pickups, I imagine.
Weekday mornings 5 to 9.
Anyway, Michael's Flooring Outlet. Shush, Ryan. I'm busy. Go out there and pose like you're my 10.5-month-old daughter. There you go. Yeah, bye. What are you going to do? Michael's Flooring Outlet online at igotfloored.com. Super simple to go to and check out their website and learn how to get a free estimate for your home, for your business. Michael's Flooring Outlet has the flooring solutions for you. Laminate, tile, vinyl. If you are looking for the best carpet options that you can have, that Mohawk Smart Strand is a top-notch brand to put in your home if you need accommodations for pets in the house, or if you're like me and you've got kids everywhere. That is something that you're going to need if you've got carpet in. Some kind of carpet that's going to be able to stay clean, of course, and also stand the test of time. The life that you're going to live on it, it needs to be able to stand up to that. Michael's Flooring Outlet also has the best staff when it comes to customer service to help guide you in your purchase, to make sure that you are getting the best value for your dollar. When you go to Michael's Flooring Outlet, they're going to guide you through that whole process and make sure that you feel confident and comfortable with your purchase. Reach out to Michael's Flooring Outlet, any of their 3 locations, whether you are in Darden Prairie, West County, or St. Charles County. They got locations at each of those places, but online right now at igotfloored.com.
I'm Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group. I'm proud to say we are a family business. Through innovative financial tools, my nephew Bob and I are committed to making sure your retirement nest egg is kept safe from market declines. As a matter of fact, we have never lost a dime of our clients' money, and we won't lose any of yours either.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw, and the secret is in linking safely to the market without putting your principal at risk. As we look ahead at the likelihood of increasing volatility in the market, it's important that you protect your nest egg from market losses as that's the engine that drives your retirement income.
Our family would like to help your family retire comfortably and keep your retirement safe and secure. Call us now for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of my second edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. We've been helping retirees and pre-retirees retire with confidence for 36 years. Call us now, 314-993-9494, or online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Research shows people remember radio ads that remind them of the past. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's an ad that'll really take you back.
Back in my day, I heard a voice from the radio say, Liberty Mutual customizes my home insurance so I only pay for what I need. I'm getting on in years now, but heavens to Betsy, there are some things an old fella like me just never forgets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s, like go back to college, learn to skateboard. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. At aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a free 3-minute chat with the friendly digital retirement coach, Avo, and receive personalized tips to help boost your savings. Start chatting with Avo today at aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
I'm Brian Westbrook with Coalition Life. Over the past decade, Coalition Life has served thousands of women in crisis pregnancies, helping to save the lives of the children that they carry. Help us build a better community while also reducing or completely eliminating your Missouri taxes with a 70% tax credit. A $1,000 donation today to help these women could cost you as little as $141 out of pocket. Learn more at coalitionlife.com, coalitionlife.com. Thank you.
Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Find the car you want, new or used. Get it at Clement, get pre-approved. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. ClementAutoGroup.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studios. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 53 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance, and installation of heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
If it's bumper to bumper or smooth sailing, Sue Thomas has you covered with dependable traffic. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
They say we're young and we don't know.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Well, I don't know all that's true, 'cause you got me, baby, I got you.
You know what this is, Ryan?
This Cher?
I was gonna say that, and then I'm like, I don't know which one's Sunny and which one's Cher.
You don't really?
I don't.
You can't assign Cher to male or female?
That's not what I said at
There's
all.
only one. There's only two people.
I know that.
One of them is a man,
They're
one's a
singing-
woman.
I understand that. I just don't know who's singing which lines.
Okay.
I know who I can in a photograph identify.
That's what I thought you were saying.
No, God,
Like if you saw a
Ryan.
picture of Sonny and Cher, you'd be like, I don't know which one's which. One of those is Cher, though.
Ryan. Who thinks that?
You did.
No,
No,
I
she
did
never
not.
did. She never did.
Hannah, I'm so glad you're here.
That was a loud face palm, Annie.
That's a good question now that I understand it. Now that I understand what you're saying.
You know, we only have 3 hours in the show.
I'm
You're gonna
not
have to catch up
sure.
a little quicker.
I'm not sure I would know line by line who is singing what.
That's what I was saying.
Interesting.
Oh my God. Unbelievable.
Anyway, that was Sonny and Cher.
Cher?
And that was from the movie Groundhog Day. I believe they wrote that for that movie.
Gosh, she's so full of crap. so full of crap.
As I understand it, they began their careers in 1965.
He reminds me of Sherry O'Terry's character from Saturday Night Live when they did that morning show one, and she always would and which of course means that she would say something and be like this, and she'd be like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but
Watch
okay.
the episodes. So yeah, we are. I want to, before we get to the YouTube live chat poll results with Hannah, we are going to be partnering with the Heritage Foundation, an evening with the Heritage Foundation, May 4th. Wednesday, May 4th, from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Elks Lodge in O'Fallon, Missouri. Jim Carafano will be there. Hans von Spakovsky will be there. Mark Cox will be there. Mark Reardon will be there. And I will be there. And we're going to try to pack the room as tight as we can before Ryan gets there so he can't come.
I'll be there.
What about you?
Brad might be there.
What about
you?
Boop. What about you, Beanbag?
I will be there.
So rude.
I will be attending.
Let's combine. Let's compromise in the middle of both of them and call you Boop Bag.
No, that's terrible. No.
What up, Boop Bag?
It sounds like
I don't know what
poop
it is,
bag.
but it's gross.
No, we're not.
It's on the
doing
radio,
that.
so it's real. And now all your friends have to do it.
Yeah, Ryan, how many people did you say listen to this show?
Probably hundreds.
You said it was like
thousands.
listening to Bush, like Bush Stadium full of people listening to us every day.
Oh yeah, yeah. So all of your friends and your family, if you're listening to this show right now, her name is no longer Hannah. It is Boot Bag.
I'm not even gonna argue right now.
No, you can smack him around later.
Wait till the show's over.
Rui said she got frustrated. Ryan's about to figure it out.
971talk.com/events to register your spot. It's free, folks, but you do need to RSVP to attend. There's going to be a cash bar available. So go register your spot right now. We want to fill the room with Annie Frey Show listeners, and we haven't been able to do. This is like an all-station event, and we have not done this in a long time. So hopefully we get an opportunity to meet you. May 4th, Wednesday, 7 to 9 p.m. at the Elks Lodge in O'Fallon, Missouri. RSVP at 971talk.com/events and join Mark, and myself, Jim Carafano, Hans von Spakovsky, and maybe Wiggins.
Maybe.
I'll be there for sure.
What are you going to do?
I'll probably sit like I'm sitting in this picture,
You know,
just in the middle of the
aisle.
stage.
I'll throw you
Trisha
some
told me that
crackers.
I'm gonna be like
Trisha told you what?
that I'm gonna be like the bouncer. So
So
Really?
you're going to turn him away.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they try to get in, you'd be like, boop, you're gone.
No, for you, I might do
round
that.
the nose, round the nose. You don't like the cut of your jib, sir. Boop. That means go.
Can you put together all the dumb things that Ryan, I mean, we have to do multiple promos, but like the pudding thing and the cut of your jib. What language do you speak? And who out there right now is listening that's like, finally, someone who's speaking to me? Who's that person?
That Ryan, he's the bee's knees.
It's a Depression era rural
Yeah,
man.
that cats me out of that one, Ryan.
That's you're getting a little bit more like 20s slang,
Yeah.
but okay.
It is the 20s.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Rural is a hard word to say.
It is.
Yeah, so is
It's-
jewelry.
It's not as hard as people make it. Jewelry.
Jewelry.
Done. Great job.
Thank you.
Jewelry's
Professional.
not hard.
Huh?
Jewelry's not hard.
Jewelry. Some
Why is
people say
rural?
jewelry.
Yeah. Why
Just
is
say-
rural?
This is a lot of R's and U's.
Yeah, that one's
Isn't there
hard.
some word that you had a lot of trouble with? in the past?
Ideology. Ideological is what I couldn't say yesterday. I just
No, it wasn't yesterday.
Bail.
This is like a long-term Annie Frey Show thing, but I can't remember
Oh.
what it was.
Beto.
Beto O'Rourke.
Beto, yes. Is because you add an R to the end of it, don't you? It's like Bador, like you're
No.
talking
You
about
would say
Darth
Beto
Vader.
O'Rourke.
No, he's saying I said Bador.
No.
What did she say then?
She would say O'Rourke.
Oh, that's what their R is. I knew there was an
no,
R in there.
O'Rourke.
O'Rourke.
I don't say it wrong.
You used to.
Used to.
I just said it the way I say it because it's how I say it. It's how you know because
You
you
had
said
to
it.
train yourself out of it, like
No, I
MLS
didn't
number
train-
221715 or whatever.
226-715.
Ah! See?
Which is Stewie's NMLS number.
Exactly.
And 314-324-4440 is his cell phone number, which I gave out one time as the call-in number to the show.
Man, see how fast she is at that? That's impressive.
Thank you. I do it every day.
Yes, you do.
Beto O'Rourke.
You just did it again.
That's what I said before.
No, you did
It's
it
the
better
same
the first
thing.
time.
Huh?
You did it better the first time. The second time you added the R.
Who even cares?
Just do Bador. That's much more fun. Darth Bador.
So, you want me to mute his mic or?
No, I'll just stare at him.
And that's like the British pronunciation. They add an R to the end of things.
I don't
Bador.
do that.
You do.
No, I do not. You
In
manifested that. You incorrectly
This is
assumed
a
that I said it wrong.
This is this has been going on for a long,
I know.
long time.
I understand that you and many other people, including somebody who listens to the show whose last name is O'Rourke, who says I do say it wrong.
Ooh.
You're saying I say it wrong in the wrong way. You said I said Bador, which I've never said ever until this moment right now.
Man, who put the pearls in your pudding?
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Ryan, Hannah doesn't like the cut of your jib, and she's about to boop you out of here.
YouTube live chat poll on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. Hannah, take it away. What's the poll? What are the results?
The poll question is who will be the 2024 Democratic presidential nominee? We got 103 votes. The options are Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Michelle Obama, or someone else. 12% of the people said Joe Biden, 5% said Harris, 16% said Michelle Obama, and 68% of the people said it will be someone else.
Michelle Obama might be a weird person to put in that list, but that's who I think it's going to be. That's why it's in there.
Man, 5% said Kamala.
Yep.
I didn't think that would be the winner, but I thought it would be more than that.
The current vice president of the United States, who potentially, if the other poll comes to fruition, may actually be the president, 5% think that she would be the nominee.
You know, I've had that conversation with people, and a lot of people do agree that it's I'd say it's like 50-50 that people either think that he's not going to finish the term or she's going to somehow
I
take
think it's
the term.
safe to say that if he weren't to finish the term, nobody would be too terribly surprised.
Yes, fair. But then my point is, if she's in office and you got the primary coming up in 2024, how awful do you have to be the current sitting president?
Kamala Harris, awful.
I agree.
Kamala Harris,
but I just think
awful.
the momentum that she would have would not be able to be overcome by a Bernie Sanders or something. So that's why I picked her.
And Annie's right. If Michelle Obama wants it, it's hers. I still have doubts that she wants it.
Which is why I said the Trump DeSantis question to me. If Michelle Obama runs, I do not want Trump.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. But I think regardless, it's going to be Trump.
I'm not disagreeing with it. And if he runs, I hope he wins, and I will vote for him. But America first.
Yep.
America first. He created it, and I think he's right. All right, go to the Annie Fry Show Facebook page and see who did it best.
Who did it best?
My nanny sent us a picture of Molly, and Ryan recreated it in a way that only Ryan can. And it's kind of up in the air. Maybe it was Ryan, maybe it was Molly.
Give me your votes.
All right, Marker and Show coming up next.
It's great to have a dentist who's got your back. This is Ryan Wiggins, and I'm talking about Fountains Family Dentistry. My friend, Dr. Ty Parker, always has my back, but it's not just because he's a friend of mine. It's because he